Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball. Brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRF 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. Now, here's the voice of the Quakes, Rob Sinclair.
Well, thank you very much, and indeed, here we are. Arrowhead Credit Union Park is the setting once again, where this afternoon the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, under cloudy skies, will look to earn a split of this four-game series with their rivals to the east, the Inland Empire 66ers. Fans, good afternoon to you. Rob Sinclair coming to you live from here in San Bernardino. And we mentioned the Quakes looking for a split. That's because they have lost two of the first three games of this series, including a 4-2 setback last night. Quakes got single runs in the first and second, held a 2-1 lead halfway through the game, but Inland Empire then tied it with an RBI two-out single by Matt Tuiasosopo in the bottom of the fifth, then took the lead for good on Omar Falcone's RBI single in the bottom of the sixth. Quakes had one final really good scoring opportunity at the top of the eighth. They loaded the bases with only one out against the closer Stephen Kahn, but Freddy Sandoval hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Inland Empire tacked on an insurance run with two gone in the bottom of the eighth, and that was all she wrote as the Quakes fall by a final count of 4-2. This afternoon, Quakes will send the right-hander Anthony Ortega to the hill. We've seen Ortega throw a grand total of 5 pitches in a Quakes uniform, as he comes in with a record of 0-0 and a 0.00 earned run average. Ortega made his Quakes debut back on Friday night, came on in the bottom of the ninth with the tying run at second base and two outs, and got the pinch hitter Ronnie Prettyman to fly out to shallow left field as the Quakes won that ball game by a final of 4-3. That's the only game they have won thus far here in this series. So we'll see what Anthony Ortega can do. Originally, Jose Arredondo was supposed to start, but he has had his turn in the rotation skipped, and Anthony Ortega is taking over, and there's no word on when Jose Arredondo, the league leader in strikeouts, will return back to the Quake starting rotation. So we will take that information as it comes to us. Well, fans, first pitch coming up in about, I'd say 10 minutes or so, just past the top of the 2 o'clock hour. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll come back, take a look at the standings in the California League, and then we'll get you all caught up as well with the starting lineups in this ball game. So we'll go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. When we come back, it's a look at the California League standings. That's coming up in 1 minute, right here on the Quakes Radio Network.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media, all for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes, the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
Back here in Inland Empire as the managers for these two ball clubs, Gary Thurman of Inland Empire and Bobby Mitchell of Rancho Cucamonga, have shook hands and are exchanging lineups with the umpires right now. Let's take a look at the standings here in the California League, folks, as we are roughly a month away or so from the end of the first half, and things still very tight in the California League Southern Division. We'll begin by taking a look at the South. Lake Elsinore won again last night. They defeated High Desert 6-2 as Evan Meek got his first win of the season. So the Storm has now won 5 in a row, and they are up to 24-17 on the season, 7 games over 500, and that puts them in front of Inland Empire by a game and a half. The Sixers come in with a record of 23-19. Then the Quakes are at 22 and 22.5 games out. High Desert 21-21, playing 500 baseball, 3.5 games back of first, and then Lancaster bringing up the rear at 16-27. Although, just to show you how crazy a game the sport of baseball is, how about Lancaster has taken the first 2 games of their series from the best team in the league, the San Jose Giants, including a 13-2 whipping of the Giants last night. So you never know, but Lancaster, for all intents and purposes, probably out of the race in the Southern Division. In the Northern Division, San Jose, despite those last 2 losses to Lancaster, still with a very comfortable lead of 8.5 games over both Stockton and Modesto. The Ports are 20-23, 8.5 games out. Modesto 19-22, also 8.5 out. Bakersfield 19-23, they're 9 out. And Visalia 18-24, 10 games off the pace. So San Jose really running away with that division. I mean, they're 27-13. They're the only team over 500 in the Northern Division. Closest rival is 8.5 out. Must be nice. So again, the standings in the Southern Division: Lake Elsinore 24-17, a game and a half up on Inland Empire, with the Quakes 2.5 games out of first. And in the Northern Division, San Jose 27-13, 8.5 up on both Stockton and Modesto. Fans, we're going to go ahead and step aside. One more 60-second break. We'll come back, run through the starting lineups, and get you all set for this afternoon's ball game as the Quakes try to earn a split of this 4-game series. Back in 1 minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho, Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Here in San Bernardino, the Inland Empire 66ers are being introduced and taking their spots on the field. Let's take a look at the starting lineups in this afternoon's ball game. Quakes coming in with a record of 22-20 on the season. Rancho Cucamonga will lead it off with the second baseman, Nate Sutton. That's the third baseman, Freddy Sandoval, dropping down into that familiar number 2 spot, as he has hit leadoff the last couple of nights. But Sandoval hitting second and playing third base. And then the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, will get third. In the middle of the order, Michael Collins, the DH, is the cleanup man. Pat Riley will play left field and hit fifth. He's riding an 11-game hitting streak. And the number 6 hitter is Cliff Remley. He pinch hit yesterday, coming back from a strained calf, and is in the lineup this afternoon, starting at first base. In the bottom third of the order, Drew Tuiasosopo, the right fielder, hits 7th. Hitting 8th and handling the catching duties is Tim Duff, and rounding things out in the 9-hole is the center fielder, Josh LeBlanc. So again, for the Quakes, they go with Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez, Collins, Riley, and Remley, followed by Tuiasosopo, Duff, and LeBlanc. And the starter for the Quakes this afternoon is the right-hander, Anthony Ortega. Fans, we're going to go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. We'll come back, take a look at the starting pitchers, and get you all set up for the first pitch in this afternoon's ball game. Finale of a 4-game set between the Quakes and the Inland Empire 66ers. Back in 1 minute, all along the Quakes Radio Network.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
It's your first game. You got your glove?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's the peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
There you hear the end of our national anthem, and now first pitch coming up in just a couple of minutes in this afternoon's ball game as the Quakes take on the Inland Empire 66ers. Again, the starting lineup for the Quakes: Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez, Collins, Riley, and Remily, and Toussaint, Duff, and LeBlanc rounded out in the bottom third of the order. The starting pitcher today for Inland Empire is the right-hander Mark Lowe. We were not expecting to see him. He was actually on the disabled list as of this morning. We were told that it was going to be the right-hander Sidney Bayo who was going to start for Inland Empire. Now what we've been told is that Mark Lowe is going to start and work 1 inning, and then Sidney Bayo will follow him in the 2nd inning. So the Sixers are going to do basically what they did on Thursday night when they had Aaron Jensen, the right-hander, throw the 1st inning, and then Robert Rohrbaugh, the left-hander, came in and worked the next 4 innings, and Rohrbaugh actually ended up getting the win in that ball game as the Quakes lost 5-3 on Thursday night. So Mark Lowe, the right-hander, is beginning his warm-up tosses. We'll tell you what we know about him. He is from Missouri City, Texas, 6'3", 190 pounds, a 5th-round pick back in 2004. Mark Lowe on the year has appeared in 8 previous ball games, including 1 start. Has thrown the ball very well. A record of 1-0 and a .77 earned run average for Mark Lowe. He has allowed just 2 earned runs in 23 1/3 innings and only given up 10 hits in 23 1/3 innings. He's got good stuff. And how about these numbers? 38 strikeouts in 23 1/3, only 6 walks. So better than a 6-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. And opponents on the season are hitting a whopping 120 against Mark Lowe. So, you know what? Kind of a good thing that we're only going to see him for an inning if the previous numbers have any bearing on what he's going to do tonight. As he's ready, kicks and deals, and a fastball misses down low to the leadoff man, Nate Sutton, as we are underway at 2:13 this afternoon. So ball and no strikes, the count on Nate Sutton. He's hitting .265, no homers and 5 RBIs. Makes a called strike there, and it's even now 1-1. Quakes opting for the alternate batting practice tops today. The blue tops with the black numbers. Fastball inside, 2-1. And the gray pants as usual on the road. Nate Sutton has those black socks hiked up for the Rally Sox look. 2-1 to the left-hander hitting Sutton is outside, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Inland Empire, as always, decked out in the home whites. White tops, white pants, and the blue socks with the red numbers on the back of the jerseys. There's the 3-1 to Sutton. Off speed, that's a called strike at the knees, and it's gone full 3-2. It's a decent day for baseball here in San Bernardino. Not overly warm. 3-2, down and away, and that is ball 4. So Nate Sutton draws a leadoff walk, and a good start for the Quakes here in the top of the first as the leadoff man is aboard. Sutton at first, and now here's Freddy Sandoval, the third baseman. Earlier today, and they said afternoon showers for San Bernardino, so hopefully that's late afternoon showers and we won't be interrupted. As right now it's just overcast, not really rain clouds above us, just cloudy. First offering to the switch hitting Sandoval is outside as Freddy's in from the left side, and it's a ball and no strikes. Freddy Sandoval hitting .299, a couple of home runs and 16 runs batted in. Middle infield is back. Ronnie Prettyman in on the grass at third, and swung on and foul tipped into the glove of the catcher Brian Schweiger. It's even now at 1-1. And as we suspected, folks, Sidney Bayo, the right-hander for Inland Empire, is already warming up in their bullpen. So we'll see Mark Lowe for this first inning, and then Sidney Bayo will pitch as scheduled. Toss over to first, and Nate Sutton dives back in. No score here in the top of the first. Just got underway a few minutes ago. And the Quakes with the leadoff man aboard. Nate Sutton held by Reed Easterly over there at first. 1-1. Curveball outside. 2 balls and a strike on Freddy Sandoval. Not much wind to speak of. It's blowing from left to right, maybe 5 to 7 miles an hour. Just enough of a breeze to get those flags flapping out there in left field. American flag, Californian flag. 2-1 in on the hands, and a tapper foul off the foot of Freddy Sandoval. That'll trickle up the first base line, and it's even at 2-2. A couple of California League championship flags as well flying out there in left field here in Inland Empire. Outfield straight away on Freddy Sandoval. There's the 2-2 from Mark Lowe. Fastball down low. And it's gone full 3-2. So back-to-back full count situations from the right-hander Mark Lowe. He walked Sutton on the 3-2 pitch. We'll see what he does to Sandoval here. Toss over to first, and diving back in is Nate Sutton. Sutton's got pretty good speed, 4 out of 6 in stolen base attempts this year for Nate. And he stole 15 bases last year for Cedar Rapids. 3-2, Sutton on the move, and a hot shot foul outside of first base. We'll do it again. Right fielder Chris Colton will pick that up and toss it to a fan in his Little League uniform. Scoreless here in the first. Quakes trying to put something together after that leadoff walk to Nate Sutton. 3-2, Sutton moving again, swung on and foul tipped at the plate as Schweiger couldn't hold on to it. And for the third time, we'll have a 3-2 offering. Set up the Sixers defensively for you. In the outfield, Josh Womack is in left. Brent Johnson in center, and Chris Colton is in right. So Womack, Johnson, and Colton left to right in the outfield. Give you the infield after this next 3-2 offering to Freddy Sandoval. Instead, another toss over to first. Ronnie Prettyman is at third base. Matt Tuiasosopo is at short. On the right side, Young Chi Chen is at second. Reed Eastley plays first, and the catcher is Brian Schweiger. 3-2, Sutton away, and a fastball outside for ball 4. So Freddy Sandoval draws a walk. Back-to-back walks from Mark Lowe to open things here in the top of the first, and the runners are at first and second with nobody out for Rancho Cucamonga. That'll bring Sean Rodriguez to the plate, and the Quakes with a chance to do some damage early here in the top of the first. Bobby Mitchell, the skipper, gives the signs over there at third base. Craig Graybeck, the hitting coach, as usual, is coaching first for Rancho. And Schweiger goes out in front of home plate, flashes some signs to the infield so they know what's going on defensively. So here's Sean Rodriguez. 310 average for Sean. 6 homers, 26 driven in. And the first offering, a fastball on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Rodriguez, a third-round pick out of high school back in 2003, born and raised in Miami, Florida. Both of his parents were born in Cuba, came over as children. 0-1. Curveball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sean said his dad, Johnny, came over when he was about 12 or 13. Said his mother was probably younger than that. It was probably 9 or 10 when she came over. I was doing an interview with him, and he's like, yeah, I never really asked them too much about it. And I stood there, I was like, how could you not ask him about that? That's so interesting. Your parents are kids, and they come over from Cuba and they come to America. I'd be peppering them with questions about what that was like. As Lowe steps off and looks the runners back. Sean Rodriguez, the youngest of 4 children, 2 older sisters and an older brother, who's a catcher in the Washington Nationals organization. Curveball, a little bit high from Mark Lowe. Looked like a pretty good pitch, and you can hear some of the 66ers faithful expressing their displeasure. As the count goes to 2-1, and Scott Budner, the pitching coach, going to take a long walk out to the mound, all the while staring at the home plate umpire because he was not happy about that last call. So Mark Lowe laboring a little bit here in the top of the first. He's walked the first 2 hitters, and there's nobody out as the Quakes are trying to take advantage. Fans want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Chili's Bar and Grill of Rancho Cucamonga, located at 10598 Foothill Boulevard. Enjoy the atmosphere inside or the convenience of Chili's to go. That's Chili's. Live a little. Mark Lowe, this is his first appearance since May 1st. So he had been on the disabled list, just taken off it this morning, and making his first appearance in roughly 3 weeks. As the home plate umpire goes out to break up the conference, and Scott Budner in his ear, and now Scott Budner apparently unhappy with something that the home plate umpire said, and I'll tell you what, Scott Budner, the pitching coach, looked to be on the verge of getting tossed. The home plate umpire leaves him be, and the count is 2-1 on Sean Rodriguez. Right-hander against right-hander. Lowe working from the stretch. I'll look back, and misses up high right there. And it's 3 balls and a strike. Wow. That one looked pretty good, too. Those last 2 pitches for Mark Lowe, they've looked pretty good, I got to admit. All in 3-1 count, however. Good hitters count for Sean Rodriguez. And a fastball down low for ball 4. And Mark Lowe has walked the bases loaded to open things here in the top of the first, and that's going to be it for him. Gary Thurman, the manager, is coming out, and Mark Lowe has reached his pitch limit already, does not record an out, walks all 3 hitters in his first action in 3 weeks. And he will be taken out as the right-hander Sidney Bayo is going to come in for Inland Empire. So fans, a pitching change here in the top of the first. Mark Lowe walks the first 3 hitters, does not record an out, and he's got some dirty looks for the home plate umpire and some words as well, as he'll get a nice round of applause. So a pitching change here in the top of the first. No score for the Quakes to have the bases loaded with nobody out, trying to earn a split in this 4-game series. We'll see what happens when we come back in 1 minute. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Doug Moore at 909-463-6716 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
So back here in San Bernardino, a scoreless ball game in the top of the first, but the Quakes have the bases loaded and nobody out, and the cleanup man at the plate, Michael Collins. Good chance for the Quakes to break this ball game open here in the top of the first. Collins hitting barehanded, standing in for the right side, and the new right-hander Sidney Bayo misses high with a fastball. It's 1-0. Tell you about Sidney Bayo, a right-hander. 6'5", 183 pounds. Signed as a free agent back in the year 2000, originally from Vargas, Venezuela. Works immediately from the stretch. And the 1-0 upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. This is a situation for Bayo. He inherits 3 runners, all reached on walks by the starter Mark Lowe. Sutton at third, Sandoval at second, and Sean Rodriguez is at first. Outfield straight away on Michael Collins. 2-0, looks at a fastball right down the middle. And a mock cheer from the home crowd for the home plate umpire, finally making a strike call. The 2-1 on Michael Collins. He's hitting .331 this season. 3 home runs, leads Rancho Cucamonga with 29 runs batted in. And is in the top 5 in the league in that category as well. 2-1, lined into center field, hit pretty well. Back onto Brent Johnson, still going back. This is going to get over his head and get up against the wall. Sutton's going to score. Sandoval's being waved around. Sean Rodriguez hot on his heels. Everybody's going to score. A bases-clearing stand-up double for Michael Collins. And the Quakes capitalize here in the first. They're on top 3-0. Collins came through with a drive over the head of Brent Johnson out there in center field. RBIs 30, 31, and 32 for Collins. And the Quakes on top 3-0 here in the top of the first. Sutton scored easily, and then Sandoval and Rodriguez crossed the plate within probably a second and a half of each other. Sean Rodriguez was almost running up the backside of Freddy Sandoval right there. And now a fastball outside to Pat Riley, and it's 1-0. So all 3 runs will be charged to Mark Lowe, the right-hander. And Bayo now responsible for Collins out there at second base. Pat Riley in from the left side. Bayo, the right-hander, still from the stretch. Riley sends this one in the air to medium right center field. Johnson and Colton are converging, and the right fielder, Chris Colton, makes the catch. Michael Collins took a few steps towards third base to get a throw from Colton, but it was a good throw. And Collins stays put at second. So Riley flies out to right. That's the first out here in the top of the first. And here's Cliff Remley, the first baseman. Give you the numbers on Sidney Bayo this year. A 1-3 record and a 5.30 earned run average. For all intents and purposes, this is Bayo's 9th start of the year, although Mark Lowe did throw the first pitch of the game. But this is Bayo's regular turn in the rotation. They being the 66ers, wanted to dictate the situation for Mark Lowe to come back off the DL. First offering, fastball down low to Cliff Remley. It's 1-0. So instead of having Bayo reach his pitch count and then having an awkward situation for Mark Lowe to come in to, they wanted him to come in where there's a scoreless game, get his pitches, and get him back on the hill, and now Bayo follows. So, for all intents, it's still a start for Sidney Bayo. This is the guy we expected to see all along. Upstairs with a 4-seamer, 2 balls and no strikes on Remley. Bayo's worked 35 2/3 innings this year, giving up 21 earned runs on 41 hits. As Remo digs in from the left side, Cliff hitting .309. Had a pinch hit single in his only at-bat last night. Fastball strike. It's 2-1. Bayo with 26 strikeouts in 35 2/3, but 22 walks. Allows almost 2 base runners an inning on average, and opponents are hitting .287 against him. Look back to Collins at second. And the 2-1. Fastball down low off the glove of the catcher, Brian Schweiger, going to third. And getting in safely is Michael Collins on a pass ball charge to the catcher, Brian Schweiger. So Collins move up. Quakes already with a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first. And another run standing just 90 feet away. We'll see if Remily can pick up an RBI. Sixers going to leave the infield back. 3-1 popped up. Back over the screen, and zeros in front of us off to the left. The count will go full now, 3-2. Sixers will trade a run for an out here. See if Remily can get a ground ball or something deep enough to the outfield. Instead reaching at a fastball, swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. As Schweiger hung on to the foul tip. The Quakes miss an opportunity to pick up Collins from third base. Still have a chance to bring him in, but now it's going to take a hit as opposed to a ground out or a fly out, and we'll see what Drew Toussaint can do. 3 runs on only 1 hit for the Quakes here in the top of the first. Toussaint in from the right side. Bayo kicks and deals. Fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. Toussaint hitting .202. 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. Went 1 for 4 last night. And also scored a run. 0-1. Curveball down and away and backhanded by Schweiger. The count evens at a ball and strike on the native of Compton, California, Drew Toussaint. Field straight away against him. 1-1 from Bayo. Fastball swung on and missed. And it is 1-2 now. Toussaint, 6'2" and 175 pounds. A 13th round pick out of Southern University in 2004. One-two from Bayo. Big curveball and a called strike 3 on the inside corner. Toussaint goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Sidney Bayo. That does it for the Quakes here in the top of the first. But the Quakes capitalize on the 3 straight walks from the starter Mark Lowe to open this ball game. Michael Collins delivers the bases-clearing 3-run double to center field as Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez all come in to score, and the Quakes take the early advantage. 3 runs, only 1 hit. No Sixers errors, and Collins stranded at third base. To the bottom of the first we go. It's the Quakes 3, and the Sixers coming up.
There you are, working diligently on your computer, when all of a sudden, there's nothing. All that time and work gone. Yes, computer failure. Most of us have experienced it before. Luckily, the pros at PC Fix are here to help. We know computer problems can hurt the efficiency of your business or frustrate you at home. That's why we take great pride in saving data. We offer prompt certified service at a low flat rate. From repairs and upgrades to internet security, find us in your yellow pages. PC Fix. Don't worry, we can save your data. We fix what they can't.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
bottom of the first, and the Quakes have a 3-0 lead for the right-hander Anthony Ortega, as he makes his first start of the year for Rancho Cucamonga, just his second appearance overall, after being called up from extended spring training back on May 17th, just less than a week ago. Tell you about Ortega in a second. Let's take a look at how the Sixers will line up against him. Inland Empire coming in with a record of 23-19 on the year. Leading it off for Inland Empire, the center fielder Brent Johnson. Then it's the second baseman Young Chi Chen and the first baseman Reed Easley, who has walked 6 times in the last 2 games, will hit third. Johnson is in for the right side. Looks at a fastball strike from Ortega. It's 0-1. Matt Tuiasosopo is the cleanup man. He's the shortstop defensively. The third baseman, Ronnie Prettyman, hits 5th, and batting 6th and DHing is Marshall Hubbard. Ortega works out of the windup. Right-hander against right-hander here in the bottom of the first. And the fastball up high. So even it at 1-1. Bottom third of the order, Chris Colton, the right fielder, hits 7th. The catcher is Brian Schweiger, making his second appearance of the year and of the series. Schweiger hits 8th, and rounding it out in the 9 hole is the left fielder, Josh Womack. So Ortega misses inside with an off-speed pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike now on the center fielder and leadoff man, Brent Johnson. Sitting 264, 1 home run, 13 RBI. Fastball, strike to the knees. It's even at 2-2. Again for the Sixers, Johnson, Chen, and Easley. Tuiasosopo, Prettyman, and Hubbard, followed by Colton, Schweiger, and Womack. 2-2 from Anthony Ortega, swung on and fouled sharply back against the screen. And we'll do it again. Anthony Ortega, a right-hander from Venezuela, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds. Just 20 years old, won't turn 21 until late August. Signed as a free agent in 2003. The 2-2 in the air, left field, hit pretty solidly, but it's playable for Pat Riley as he'll drift over towards the left center field gap and put it away. Johnson hit that ball well, but Riley tracks it down. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the first. Again, the numbers on Anthony Ortega hardly have anything to tell you about. He's thrown a grand total coming into today of 5 pitches in a Quakes uniform. Got the save on Friday night, going a third of an inning. And that's the extent of his numbers this year for the Quakes. Fastball down low to Young Chi Chen, and it's 1-0. Quakes up 3-0 here in the bottom of the first. Right-hander against right-hander. Chen with an open stance from the right side sends this one into center field, and it's playable for Josh LeBlanc. He'll drift back and put it away. Couple of fly ball outs for Anthony Ortega, and 2 away here in the bottom of the first. Let's set up the Quakes defensively for you. Begin in the outfield, Pat Riley. We've called his name once. He's in left. Josh LeBlanc just made that catch himself. And over in right field is Drew Toussaint. So Riley, LeBlanc, and Toussaint left to right in the outfield. Give the infield in just a second as Reed Easley, the big first baseman, digs in from the left side. Ortega catches the outside corner with a fastball. It's 0-1. On the infield for the Quakes, Freddy Sandoval is at the hot corner. Sean Rodriguez is at short. On the right side, Nate Sutton plays second. Cliff Remley gets the start at first. And the catcher is Tim Duff. 0-1. Off speed, outside. And it's a ball and a strike on Easley. He's hitting .278 this year is Reed Easley. Couple of home runs and 17 runs batted in. And we mentioned 6 walks in the last 2 games. 3 on Friday night and 3 more last night. Fastball down low, and it's gone 2 balls and a strike. Outfield, shaded around towards right, looking for Easley to pull. And he popped this one up. Shallow left field, who wants it? Sandoval and Rodriguez are both there. It'll be the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, who makes the catch. And a nice 1-2-3 inning turned in by the right-hander, Anthony Ortega. Get the offense right back to the plate and see if the Quakes can go to work, building on this 3-0 lead. Inland Empire goes in order in the bottom half of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the second with the Quakes on top, 3-0.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your days with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada, because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. And remember to book the baseball fan rate.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
One ball and one strike to count on Tim Duff as we're underway here in the top of the second. Duffer and then Josh LeBlanc to follow before we turn it back over with the leadoff man, Nate Sutton. So 8-9-1 due up for the Quakes here in the top of the second. Rancho Cucamonga leading at 3-0. Sidney Bayo works out of the windup and hits Tim Duff with a fastball in the shoulder. And the Quakes get the leadoff man aboard. And this is starting to get ridiculous for Inland Empire as they keep hitting Quakes. That's one for Bayo. There were 2 yesterday by Sean Nottingham. There were a grand total of 5 hit batters on Friday, all by the 66ers. As Josh LeBlanc looks at a fastball outside, it's 1-0. So Duff aboard. Josh LeBlanc hitting .206 with a home run and a dozen runs batted in. Bayo working from the stretch, fastball. Down and inside, 2 balls and no strikes. LeBlanc did not play yesterday. Got the start in game 1 of this series back on Thursday as Bayo misses outside with another fastball, 3 balls and no strikes. LeBlanc went 0 for 2 with a walk back on Thursday night and rejoins the lineup here this afternoon. 3-0, breaking pitch, up high, and that's ball 4. So Josh LeBlanc walks on 4 pitches. That's now 4 walks given up by Inland Empire pitching. First allowed by Sidney Bayo. And the Quakes with runners at first and second, and nobody out here in the top of the second. Jason just joining us. Mark Lowe started this game for Inland Empire. Was working on about a 20-pitch limit and used it all up in the first 3 batters as he walked all 3, including a couple of questionable calls, to be sure. Was lifted for Sidney Bayo, who was the scheduled starter. Fastball outside to Nate Sutton. It's 1-0. And 4 pitches after Sidney Bayo came in, Michael Collins greeted him with a 3-run double to center field to clear the bases and account for all the scoring thus far. Now the Quakes trying to get back at it. They've got runners at first and second with nobody out for Nate Sutton. Fastball striking the knees, even at 1-1 on Sutton. I like Nate Sutton in the leadoff spot. Well, .359 on base percentage. He's drawn 15 walks this year. 1-1, curveball, down and in, 2 balls and 1 strike. This is only the 7th time all year that Sutton has hit leadoff. Josh LeBlanc has been in the top spot 20 times. Cody Fuller has done it 11 times. Pickoff attempt at second base, and Tim Duff has to dive back in. The shortstop, Tuiasosopo, was sneaking behind him. And good thing that ball was a little bit to the second base side of the bag, because if Bayo makes a little bit better throw, it would have been a pretty close play with Tim Duff. But all's well that ends well. Duff at second, LeBlanc at first. Here's the 2-1. Fastball outside. 3 balls and a strike on Nate Sutton. And Sidney Bayo in danger of loading the bases. Quakes only have 1 hit in this game. That was the 3-run double by Collins back in the first. Bayo from the stretch. And almost a balk by Sidney Bayo. Looked like he had started to the plate, then he backed off and wheeled around back towards second. Tim Duff has a small lead there at second. Long look back by Bayo, now home with the 3-1. And this one lined down the right field line. It is going to hook foul, however. Would have been trouble had Nate Sutton been able to keep it fair, but that was foul by probably 4 or 5 feet down there in the right field side. And it's gone full on Sutton. Outfield straight away against the native of Santa Cruz. Infield a double play depth. Here's the 3-2. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner. Nate Sutton thought he might have drawn his second walk of the afternoon, but gets rung up. Sidney Bayo picks up his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. And that's the first out here in the top of the second. So still runners at first and second. 1 away, and here's Freddy Sandoval. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the big right-hander. Bayo home with the first offering, swung on and lifted foul down the left field side. It's 0-1. Sandoval has seen that average drop down under 300 at 299. It's been quite a while. Freddy Sandoval has been under 300. Had that 9-game hitting streak come to an end a couple nights ago. Fastball down low, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Freddy Sandoval had used that streak to lift his average up over 300. Hadn't been under 300 since the middle of May, about 10 days ago. The last time he was under 300. Fouls this one down the left field side. And Bayo ahead in the count now, 1-2. Quakes with a couple of base runners here in the top of the second. Tim Duff was hit by a pitch, then Josh LeBlanc walked on 4 pitches. So 2 on and 1 out. Pickoff attempt at first base, and diving back in was Josh LeBlanc. Crowd doesn't like the call, and it was close. That was for sure. I like the call because I'm the Quakes announcer, but that was borderline right there. And kind of a sneaky move because Easley, the first baseman, is playing behind LeBlanc. So he came sneaking in. And LeBlanc had to dive back in. Now the 1-2, a curveball, wrapped foul up the first base side. Look, ricochet back out to Easley, the first baseman. He'll toss it into the dugout. And it remains 1-2 on Freddy Sandoval. 1-2. Fastball outside. Even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bayo having to throw a lot of pitches here in the top of the second. 2-2. High fastball, swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. So Sidney Bayo now with 4 strikeouts. He got Remily and Toussaint back-to-back to end the first. Now he's gotten Sutton and Sandoval back-to-back for the first 2 outs here in the top of the second. Still 2 on, but now 2 gone. Quakes with a 3-0 lead, and we'll see if Sean Rodriguez can come through. Rodriguez walked and scored back in the first. Big curveball from Bayo outside, and it's 1-0. Fastball in the air, and this should end it. Right center field, closer to right as Chris Colton, the right fielder, will make the call and the catch. And despite putting the first 2 men on for free, Sidney Bayo gets a couple of strikeouts and a routine fly ball, and the Quakes cannot capitalize here in the top of the second. Rancho Cucamonga, no runs, no hits, no errors, and they leave a pair. To the bottom of the second we go. It's still the Quakes 3 and the Sixers nothing.
Teams prefer a home field advantage. The same can be said in healthcare. Rancho Mobility Medical Equipment and Supplies features a complete line of home health equipment and supplies so that you can thrive anywhere. They feature sales and rentals of wheelchairs, power chairs, walkers, scooters, bath products, ramps, stair lifts, pediatric equipment, and more. Most insurance is accepted. So call 888-853-3565 today. Log on to ranchomobility.com or visit them between Milken and Haven on Arrow.
Everyone wants a healthy lawn and garden. However, fertilizer works better and is more cost-effective when used properly. By following the directions on the package and making sure water does not run off your property, you can keep fertilizer from washing away. Water that runs off your lawn or garden flows into the gutter and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying excess fertilizer with it. Any fertilizer that reaches local waterways pollutes the environment for people and aquatic life. Next time you use fertilizer, make the following choices to protect our environment, your pocketbook, and public health. Follow the directions on the product. More is not better. Extra fertilizer just gets washed off your lawn or garden. Avoid using fertilizer near ditches or gutters. When watering your lawn and garden, make sure water does not run into the street and carry fertilizer with it. Do not apply fertilizer before a rainstorm. Store fertilizers and chemicals in a covered area and in sealed containers. When it is time to dispose of leftover chemicals, call 1-800-253-2687 for the Household Hazardous Waste Collection Site near you. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740 extension 4060.
Of the second, middle third of the order due up for Inland Empire with Matt Tuiasosopo, Ronnie Friedman, and Marshall Hubbard 4, 5, and 6 against the right-hander Anthony Ortega. Ortega with a perfect inning of work in the bottom of the first. He does here in the second as Tuiasosopo stands in from the right side, and the first offering, a fastball strike the knees by Ortega. It's 0-1. Tuiasosopo hitting .306. 1 home run, 20 runs batted in. Curveball down and away from Ortega. 1 ball and 1 strike. Outfield around towards right, looking for Tuiasosopo to go the other way. 1-1. Curveball swung on and rolled foul slowly up the third base side. Gary Thurman, the Sixers manager, will jog in and toss this one back into the dugout. And Ortega ahead in the count 1-2 on Tuiasosopo. Here it is, another curveball, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Field to first when they say Tuiasosopo held up, so it's even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tuiasosopo from Bellevue, Washington. 3rd round pick in 2004. There's a curveball and a called strike 3 at the knees. Tuiasosopo surprised that he got rung up on that pitch. Strikeout number 1 on the season for Anthony Ortega. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the second. So Ronnie Prettyman is at the plate. Left-handed hitting third baseman for Inland Empire. Sitting .298 with a home run and 15 runs batted in. First offering, fastball, outside corner. It's 0-1. One change up upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Prettyman is the only batter on this Inland Empire ball club with any semblance of a scouting report against Anthony Ortega, because it was Prettyman who pinch hit in the bottom of the 9th on Friday. Strike here, and it's 1-2 as Ortega came out of the bullpen and got Prettyman to fly out for the final out. 1-2 from Ortega. Curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Tell you what, Anthony Ortega has a pretty good-looking curveball today. He's used it to get back-to-back strikeouts of Tuiasosopo and Prettyman for the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Quakes on top, 3-0. Base is empty, 2 gone for the Sixers here in the bottom of the second, and here's the DH, Marshall Hubbard. Hubbard hitting .257, 4 home runs and 19 driven in. Fastball outside, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Outfield around towards right, looking for Hubbard to pull. 1-0, sent the other way, foul off to our left, and that will even things up at 1-1. On the windup, 1-1. Curveball outside, 2 balls and a strike. Major League action. The parent club is trailing 5-0 to the Los Angeles Dodgers. This one roped out to right field. Back on it. Drew Toussaint leaps up over his head, and that smacks against the wall. It'll be extra bases for Marshall Hubbard as he gets to second with a stand-up double on a absolute frozen rope out to right field.
Right fielder number 21.
The 10th double of the year for Marshall Hubbard. First hit of the game for Inland Empire. And that keeps the inning going for Chris Colton, the right fielder. Colton in from the right side. Hitting .218, no homers, 5 runs batted in. So Ortega will work from the stretch for the first time this afternoon. Fastball low and outside, and it's 1-0. Yeah, Halos have dropped the first 2 games of that interleague series with the Dodgers. And down 5-0 in the 7th inning to the Dodgers this afternoon. The 1-0 to Colton. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Colton went 0 for 4 last night, including a strikeout. 2-0 from Ortega, down low. And 3 balls and no strikes to count with the catcher Brian Schweiger waiting on deck. But back to second, 3-0. Curveball outside, and that's ball 4. So Chris Colton walks on 4 pitches. And just like that, Inland Empire gets the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Ortega had retired the first 5 batters he had faced, then gave up The double to Hubbard. And now walks Chris Colton. So first and second with 2 gone. And here's Schweiger, the catcher. Right-hander against right-hander. Ortega set at the belt. And home with the first offering. Fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. Schweiger, one of 2 catchers on the 66ers roster, along with Omar Falcone. Falcone started on Thursday and Saturday. Schweiger got the start Friday and again this afternoon. Curveball, slow roller, back up the middle. Pass to diving Sean Rodriguez and through into center field. LeBlanc's going to come up throwing, and the throw is not in time. Missed the cutoff man, went all the way through, but Marshall Hubbard was able to score standing up. And inland umpire on the board as it is 3-1. So an RBI single for Brian Schweiger, his first hit of the year and his first run batted in as well. Hubbard scores from second. Chris Colton stops at second. And here's Josh Womack, the left fielder. Womack in from the left side. And looks for the curve on the inside corner for a called strike 1. Womack hitting .315. 3 homers, 11 RBIs. A 1-0 from Ortega. Hard hit and gobbles up the third baseman, Freddy Sandoval. An error for Sandoval. This one trickles into short left field. Chris Colton comes around to score. And it's 3-2. Fielding error charged to Freddy Sandoval. And that brings the 66ers within a run. The pitching coach, Eric Bennett, is out for a talk with Anthony Ortega. No RBI on the play for Josh Womack. But Inland Empire chipping away at what had been a 3-0 lead for the Quakes. Now it's down to a single run. And back to the top of the order with Brent Johnson. And again, Ortega had struck out the first 2 batters this inning. Gave up the double to Hubbard. Walked Colton on 4 pitches. Then an RBI single up the middle by Schweiger and the fielding error by Sandoval. As Johnson is in for the right side. First pitch from Ortega. Curveball strike. It's 0-1. Ortega's made 1 turn through the order. Given up 2 runs, 1 of them earned so far, on 2 hits with a walk and 2 strikeouts. Johnson 0 for 1, lined out to left, back in the bottom of the first. Another curveball on the ground. This time Sandoval will bobble it again. Goes underneath his glove and trickles into left field. Coming in to score is Schweiger, and goes to third. Haven't flashed anything up on the board yet, but I got to imagine that's going to be another error on Sandoval. So Schweiger scores to tie this game up. Josh Womack goes to third, and runners at the corners. And still 2 out here at the bottom of the second. Back-to-back fielding errors by Freddy Sandoval. And here's Young Chi Chen, the second baseman. Fastball down low from Anthony Ortega. It's a ball and no strikes. Chen fly to center, back in the first. Lays off a high fastball there. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0. Tim Duff will walk out in front of home plate and set up the infield. And honestly, Ortega probably shouldn't have given up a single run in this inning. That RBI single by Schweiger now tossed over to first, and Johnson's back, but the RBI single Schweiger was not hit very hard. Just trickled through up the middle. And now, if the scoreboard is correct, they've taken away one of the errors on Sandoval. And I'd have to imagine that was the ball hit by Josh Womack. They toss over to first. Brent Johnson dives back in. Because they've got 3 hits showing on the scoreboard for Inland Empire and 1 error for the Quakes. Which means that one of those balls to Sandoval has been ruled a hit. 1-1. Fast. Outside corner, that's a strike. Yeah, now 2 balls and a strike. So, scoreboard's off. Scoreboard's showing 1 and 2, but the count is 2-1. Young Chi Chen, the man at the plate. .331 batting average, 2 homers, 23 RBIs. 2-1. Curveball, foul back, and now that's even at 2-2. Quakes got 3 in the top of the first on a 3-run double by Michael Collins. And Inland Empire has battled back to tie it with 3 runs here in the bottom of the second. Now Ortega tries the old fake to third, fake to first, and almost got Brent Johnson leaning the wrong way over there at first. So tied at 3 here in the bottom of the second. Runners at the corners. And 2 out for Inland Empire. All the damage being done with 2 gone, as 5 straight hitters have reached for the Sixers. Pickoff attempt at first, and Brent Johnson dives back. Johnson just 3 out of 7 in stolen base attempts this year. Josh Womack, the runner at third, 7 out of 11. Here's the 2-2. Fastball. Now going on the play is Johnson, and Tim Duff throws him out. Boy, I don't know what Brent Johnson was thinking right there, because he got a terrible jump. And that was probably supposed to be a double steal, as Gary Thurman is talking to the runner at third, Josh Womack, who never left the bag. So Johnson caught stealing 2-6, and that will end the inning for Inland Empire here in the bottom of the second. But the Sixers rallied to tie with 3 runs. I've got them doing it on 2 hits with 2 Quakes errors. Well, we'll double-check it all. 1 runner is left. The main thing, however, as we go to the third, it's a brand-new game. Quakes 3 and the Sixers 3.
After a big game, the cleanup job that the bleachers need can seem overwhelming. If you're faced with the same sort of dilemma after a day at the office, contact SCS Services. They specialize in industrial and commercial cleaning, and yes, they even do windows, inside and out. For free estimates, call SCS Services in your Yellow Pages, or give them a call at 987-9968. That's 987-9968.
SCS Services. Better service, lower prices.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
Even on Michael Collins had a ball and a strike. As we're underway here in the top of the third, Quakes and the Sixers are tied at 3. As this one fouled back right in front of our broadcast location. Fans, remember the guy that I was joking on for diving last night and diving onto the concrete to get a souvenir? He just got another one. Just picked up another foul ball. So not bad for the super fan here in front of our broadcast location. 2 foul balls in 2 days. A 1-2 to Collins, up and in, almost grazed him. He gets out of the way, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Collins, Riley, and Remily, 4, 5, and 6, due up for Rancho Cucamonga here in the top of the third. Quakes, 3 runs, 1 hit, 1 error. Inland Empire, 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. This one fouled back and get over our heads and out of play. And it remains 2-2. Do have the scoring from the bottom of the second inning. I thought they were going to give... I personally thought that Sandoval committed 2 errors out there. They're going to charge Sandoval with only 1 error. The ball hit by Josh Womack is still an error. The ball hit by Brent Johnson to score Schweiger that tied the game, that has now been ruled a single. There's a big curveball and a called strike 3. Michael Collins goes down looking, and 5 Ks now for Sidney Bayo. So give Brent Johnson an RBI single. For Johnson, his 14th RBI. Still only one of those 3 runs against Anthony Ortega is earned in the bottom of the second. So 1 earned and 2 unearned. And here's Pat Riley with the bases empty and 1 away. Bayo, the big right-hander from the windup. Riley in from the left side and a fastball off the plate inside. It's 1-0. Riley trying to extend his hitting streak to 12 games. Slide out back in the first. He's 0 for 1. Swung on and missed here. That'll even it up at a ball and a strike. Swung on and foul tipped. And a ball and 2 strikes now on Pat Riley. He's hitting .349, couple of home runs, and 8 runs batted in. Inside target from Schweiger, the 1-2. Hop foul back off to our left. We'll get out of play, and we'll do it again. Some other big league scores. We'll start with games that are still going on. I mentioned that the parent club, Los Angeles Angels, are trailing the Dodgers 5-0. They're in the 7th inning there in Chavez Ravine. 1-2, curveball, foul at the plate. Elsewhere, Atlanta just got a run in the top of the 6th to take a 1-0 lead on Arizona. Atlanta trying to climb back to the 500 mark. Brandon Webb threw a complete game 4-hit shutout last night for Arizona. There's a swing and a ball hit pretty well out towards right center field. Colton going back on the warning track, looking up, and he's going to make the catch on the warning track. Chris Colton was all sorts of turned around right there and ends up making the play. Pat Riley gave it a ride, but just barely missed it. Flies out to deep right center field as Colton tracks it down on the track. And there are 2 gone. So here's Cliff Remily. Quakes and the Sixers tied up at 3 here at the top of the third. Base is empty and 2 gone for Remo, who struck out swinging back in the first. Fastball down low from Bayo. It's a ball and no strikes. Other scores, San Francisco shutting out Oakland 6-0. The A's have just 1 hit through the first 7.5 innings. They're in the bottom of the 8th there in Oakland. Downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. And they're through 7 in Seattle. The Mariners, in a wild one, have a 10-7 lead on San Diego. Outside from Bayo, 3 balls and no strikes. Seattle put up 8 runs in the bottom of the 2nd. And now they lead by 3. 3-0. Remily taken all the way and looks at a strike. It's 3-1. In the air, hit pretty well out towards right center field again. Colton back, warning track, leaping up, and this time will make another catch. Back-to-back nice catches by Chris Colton, as Riley and Remily both hammered a few balls out to right center field, and Colton is there both times to make the catch, and that ends the top of the 3rd inning for Rancho Cucamonga. Quakes in the 3rd, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Sidney Bayo has 5 Ks through 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, all tied up. Quakes 3 and the Sixers 3.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the book, not the other book. Florist, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bomb mail, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book. Let your fingers walk into Yellow Book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Bottom of the 3rd in a tie ball game, as Anthony Ortega will work to Chen, Easley, and Tuiasosopo, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for Inland Empire. Quakes 3 and the Sixers 3. First offering from Ortega up and into Young Chi Chen. It's 1-0. Chen was at the plate when the second inning finally ended, when Brent Johnson was caught stealing with runners at the corners. Swung on and fouled off the top of the screen. And it's even at 1-1. Right-hander against right-hander. Curveball inside, 2 balls and a strike. Fans want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by the Outback Steakhouse of Ontario, located at 4492 Ontario Mills Parkway, just across from the Ontario Mills Mall. Outback Steakhouse of Ontario is the home of the world-famous Bloomin' Onion. At Outback, it's no rules, just right. Ortega looks at a fastball strike there. And even now, at 2-2, Chen at the plate. Ortega delivering. Now fastball outside. And it's gone full 3-2. Chen, the native of Taiwan. Payoff pitch from Ortega down low, and that's ball 4. So Chen draws a leadoff walk to open things here in the bottom of the 3rd. The second walk given up by Anthony Ortega. And the Quakes will try to the infield to double play depth as the left-handed hitting Reed Easley comes to the plate. over to first, and Chen is back. Got to be very cognizant of young Chi Chen over there at first base. He is 16 out of 20 in stolen base attempts this year. As Easley is in from the left side. And Ortega chases Chen back with another toss to first. Those 16 steals for young Chi Chen rank him second in the California League, behind only Corey Wimberly of the Modesto Nuts. Ortega from the stretch. Home with the first offering to Easley. Hammered out towards center field. Back on it, LeBlanc. And he'll have room in front of the warning track as Easley put a good swing on that ball, but the ball just does not carry all that well here in Inland Empire. LeBlanc makes the play. Chen goes back to first, and there's one away. So Easley retired for the second time, and now here's Tuiasosopo, the shortstop. Tuiasosopo struck out looking back in the second. One of two strikeouts today for Anthony Ortega. Slow curve, upstairs, it's 1-0. Tuiasosopo, 6'2", 210 pounds. Just turned 20 years old about a week and a half ago. Toss over to first, and Chen is back standing up. There goes Chen away from first. Hit and run was on. And Tuiasosopo bounces it foul off the facing of the Inland Empire dugout on the third base side. That'll even the count. Now 1-1. Tuiasosopo hitting .306. The home run and 20 runs batted in. 1-1. Curveball outside. 2 balls and a strike. Tuiasosopo, the younger brother of Marcus Tuiasosopo, former NFL quarterback, and the son of Manu Tuiasosopo, also played in the NFL. Toss over to first. Chen dives back in. Matt Tuiasosopo was recruited by the University of Washington, which is where his brother played quarterback at. But the Mariners came along, picked him up in the third round, and signed him up for a pretty good signing bonus. Outfield is around towards right on Tuiasosopo. 2-1. Soft line drive into center field. Racing in LeBlanc. This is going to drop in front of him. A base hit for Tuiasosopo. Runners at first and second now for Inland Empire. So Tuiasosopo with his first hit. Sixers now with 4 hits this afternoon. And 2 on with 1 out for the third baseman, Ronnie Prettyman. Prettyman tied for 4th in the league with 13 doubles coming in. Left-handed hitter struck out swinging back in the second. As Ortega tries to work out of some trouble here in the bottom of the third. First offering to Prettyman. Curveball outside for ball 1. Quakes scored 3 runs at the top of the first. Inland Empire came back with 3 runs at the bottom of the second, including 2 unearned runs against Anthony Ortega. And now threatening here in the bottom of the third, 2 on and 1 out. Ortega could really use a ground ball right here. The 1-0 to Prettyman Down in the dirt, covered up by Tim Duff as he slides to his right. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Prettyman hitting .298 with a home run and 15 runs batted in. Look back by Ortega. 2-0. Fastball low. And now 3 balls and no strikes with Marshall Hubbard waiting on deck. And it was Hubbard who ripped a double to the wall back in the second to start that 3-run rally. Home. Called strike as Prettyman was taken all the way, and it's 3-1 now. Quakes trying to get a win here to earn a split of this 4-game series. There's the 3-1 from Ortega. Down low and ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Inland Empire. 2 walks this inning for Ortega. 3 in the game. As Young Chi Chen goes to third, and Matt Tuiasosopo goes to second. And for the second time this afternoon, Eric Bennett, the pitching coach, is going out for a talk with Ortega. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Romano's Macaroni Grill of Rancho Cucamonga. Located at 10742 Foothill Boulevard, choose from more than 35 Italian specialties. Romano's Macaroni Grill, all the Italian you need to know. As Bennett's still out there talking with Ortega and a couple of the infielders, Cliff Remily and Freddy Sandoval. The corner infielders were both in on that discussion, along with the catcher, Tim Duff. So bases are loaded for Inland Empire. Only 1 out here in the bottom of the third, and Inland Empire trying to take the lead. So we are tied at 3 here in the bottom of the third. Here's Marshall Hubbard in from the left side. Doubled and scored back in the second. Ortega's got to buckle down right here. First pitch, fastball, down and away. It's 1-0. Chen at third, Tuiasosopo at second, Prettyman at first. Those are the runners. 1-0, bouncing ball, first base side. This is going to get foul. And the count evens up at 1-1. Marshall Hubbard, a .257 hitter on the year. 4 home runs, 19 runs batted in. One from Ortega out of the stretch. Ground ball, first base side, gloved by Remley. Only has one play, that's to first as Ortega covers the bag. Gets the out, but a run comes in, and Inland Empire takes the lead 4-3. So Hubbard grounds out 3-1, but does pick up his 20th RBI of the year. Young Chi Chen comes in to score. Matt Tuiasosopo goes to third, and Ronnie Prettyman goes to second. And here's Chris Colton, the right fielder. Remley had no choice but to take that out at first. He was playing back, hoping for a double play ball. Curveball, strike of the knees on Colton is 0-1. And Remo took a look at second, but knew that the odds were very much against him, that he'd be able to get Prettyman. And plus, the ball just wasn't hit hard enough. Even if he goes to second and gets Prettyman, they still weren't going to get the runner at first and turn the double play. Fouled back over our heads and out of play. It's 0-2. And unless you can say with pretty certain conviction that you would get 2 outs, there's no reason to gamble. Not when your pitcher's battling and trying to keep the damage to a minimum here in the bottom of the third. It's still early, so take the sure out and let the offense get that run back. Here's the 0-2 to Colton. Curveball over his head. He tucks out of the way, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Colton walked and scored back in the second. As runners at second and third with 2 gone here in the bottom of the third. 1-2 from Ortega. Curveball. That's foul at home plate. And we'll do it again, a ball and 2 strikes. The Quakes got the first 3 runs. Inland Empire has now scored 4 unanswered. And that leadoff walk comes in to score as Ortega did himself no favors. Tim Duff with an outside target. 1-2 to Colton. Fastball. Now snap throw down to second, and they've got Prettyman hung up past second base. Sean Rodriguez, the shortstop, will tag him out. And for the second straight inning, Inland Empire commits the final out of the inning on the base pass. In the second, Brent Johnson was thrown out trying to steal second when he got a horrendous jump. And now Ronnie Prettyman falls asleep at second base, and Tim Duff very alertly doubles him off 2-6. And that ends the inning here in the bottom of the third. But Inland Empire takes the lead for the first time. No 1 run on 1 hit. It all started with a leadoff walk, and Chen scores on the RBI groundout by Marshall Hubbard. A run, a hit, no error, then 1 left. We go to the top of the fourth, a third of the way through. Inland Empire on top, 4-3.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Chuck Benson at 626-967-0595 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
A pitcher's best friend is the double play. It gets them out of a jam. When your vehicle's transmission is in a jam, here's a double play combination for you. Carl's Transmission Exchange and the Transmission Man. Carl's is the oldest transmission shop in Rancho, Cucamonga, keeping you on the go for over 25 years.
Find Carl's in Rancho, Cucamonga on 8th Street between Archibald and Hermosa, and visit the Transmission Man in San Bernardino on Baseline between Del Rosa and Sterling.
You know, the goal of baseball is to get home quickly. The last thing you want to see is some player lollygagging around third when there's going to be a close play at the plate. Well, Farmer John feels the same way about ham, bacon, sausage, and hot dogs. You know, all Farmer John products are made fresh right here in the Southland. That way, they get to your home as quickly as possible, and it's a short slide into the plate. That's your plate at home. No home plate. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Drew Tuiasosopo leading it off for the Quakes here in the top of the fourth. Fouls a fastball back from Sidney Bayo. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Top of the fourth, bottom third of the order due up. Tuiasosopo, Duff, and Josh LeBlanc, 7, 8, and 9. The Quakes trail 4-3. A little check swing. And a ball foul back to the screen once again. And it's 1-2 now on Tuiasosopo. Quakes 3 runs on only 1 hit. They've committed 1 error. Inland Empire, 4 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Called strike 3, a fastball in the inside corner. Drew Tuiasosopo goes down looking. That's now 6 strikeouts for Sidney Bayo. And here's Tim Duff, the catcher. Duff was hit by a pitch back in the second. Leading off that inning, eventually made it to second base where he was left stranded there. First pitch swinging. Pops it foul back over our heads and onto the roof. It's 0-1. Duffer, the native of Pennsylvania, 6'2", 210 pounds, signed as a free agent in 2004. Oh, 1. Curveball outside. And it's even at 1-1. About some other big league scores. Take a look at some of the finals that are going on. This one popped up. Get back onto the roof once again. And it's 1-2 on Duff. The 1-2 to Duff. Curveball called strike 3, and Tim Duff knew it. 7 strikeouts for Sidney Bayo. He has retired 8 in a row. And the bases are empty for Josh LeBlanc. The Fighting Brewers got a win, avoided a sweep at the hands of their border rival, the Minnesota Twins. Milwaukee gets 4 in the 7th, and they hang on to win 5-3. Chris Capuano, his 5th win of the year. Derek Turnbow struck out a pair in the 9th for his 14th save. Curveball in the dirt and bouncing past the catcher Schweiger is 1-0 on Josh LeBlanc. Cleveland in 10 innings got a win over Pittsburgh 3-2. Brady Sizemore had the game-winning single. As LeBlanc fouls this one down the left field side, it's even a 1-1. How about Bob Wickman, the pride and joy of Abrams, Wisconsin, getting his first win in 4 years as Cleveland upends Pittsburgh. Fastball up high, 2-1, the count on Josh LeBlanc. He walked on 4 pitches back in the second. Detroit nips Cincinnati 1-0. Tigers 29-14. Fastball on the outside corner, it's even at 2-2. Lucido Polanco had a pinch hit RBI single in the bottom of the 8th. Now that was the game's only run. There's a curveball swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. Schweiger will pick the ball up, throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And Sidney Bayo strikes out the side here in the top of the 4th to Salt and Duff both down looking. LeBlanc goes down swinging. And that's now 9 straight outs for the big right-hander, Sidney Bayo. Quakes in the 4th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. To the bottom of the 4th we go. It's still Inland Empire 4 and the Quakes 3.
The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is back. Get 4 club seats, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, a Quakes baseball, 2 Boomers miniature golf passes, 2 Cold Stone Creamery buy 2 get 2 free coupons, and a voucher for a free on-demand movie from Charter Media. All for just $38. The Charter Media Friday Family Fun Pack is available May 26th, June 16th, June 30th, and August 25th. For more information, call the Quakes ticket office at 909-481-5252.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom labels. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Bottom of the 4th, bottom 3rd of the order, due up for Inland Empire. As Chris Colton, the right fielder, leads it off, looking at a fastball down low for ball 1 from Anthony Ortega. Colton, Schweiger, and Womack, 7, 8, and 9. In a ball game that the 66ers lead 4-3. This one popped up. Back out in front of our broadcast location and into the seats. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Right-hander against right-hander. Chris Colton walked on 4 pitches and scored a run back in the second. Reached out and lifted foul down the right field side. 1-2 now the count. Outfield shaded well around towards right. Looking for Colton to go the other way. And the 1-2 fastball called, strike 3 at the knees. Down looking goes Chris Colton. Third strikeout of the afternoon for Ortega. And the leadoff man gone here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Schweiger, the catcher, had an RBI single back in the second. So he's 1 for 1. Fastball up high, and it's a ball and no strikes. Other scores from around the major leagues. How about Scott Kazmir? Moves to 7-2. The line drive past the diving Pat Riley into the gap in left center field. Extra bases for Brian Schweiger. He'll stop at second with a stand-up double. Great effort there by Pat Riley as he laid out for that one, but just came up a little bit short. And Schweiger now with a single and a double in 2 trips. So Schweiger in scoring position with the 1 away for the number 9 man, Josh Womack, who reached on an error back in the second. Womack in from the left side, batting .315 this season, 3 home runs and 11 runs batted in. And a bunt back to the pitcher, Anthony Ortega. He'll go to first and take the out as Schweiger moves up to third. So Womack grounds out 1-3. No sacrifice there for Womack because he was trying to drag bunt and get himself aboard, but he does advance the runner as Schweiger goes to third, and there are 2 away. Quakes trailing 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Ortega stranded a runner at third base back in the third, and left a runner at third base in the second as well. So see if he can do it for the 3rd time in a row here in the fourth with a leadoff man, Brent Johnson, at the plate. First pitch, a curveball strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, Scott Kazmir strikes out 11 and shuts out Florida for 8 innings as Tampa Bay defeats Florida 3-0. 0-1 curveball down low, covered up by Duff, and it's a ball and a strike. Who was Kazmir traded for? Was it Victor Zambrano? The Mets dealt Kazmir to the Devil Rays last year. I believe it was for Victor Zambrano. I mean, that trade was lopsided when it happened in favor of the Devil Rays. And now you've got Scott Kazmir sitting at 7-2. Curveball, grounded foul up the third base side. And it's 1-2 on Brent Johnson. He had an RBI single his last time up. That was in the second inning. That tied the game at 3 at the time. And, of course, Inland Empire got the go-ahead run in the bottom of the third on Marshall Hubbard's ground out. That's how we stand at 4-3 here in the bottom of the fourth. Johnson 1 for 2. Here's the 1-2 from Ortega, down and away. And it's even up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Cubs finally got a win over the White Sox, 7-4. As Carlos Zambrano, no relation to Victor Zambrano, got his 3rd win of the year. Aramis Ramirez hit a couple of home runs. He's got 8 now. This one's fouled at the plate, still 2-2. Jock Jones homered for the Cubs. In defeat, A.J. Brzezinski went yard for the White Sox, and Paul Konerko hit a pair. He's up to 11. Duff with an outside target. There's the 2-2 from Anthony Ortega. Popped him up. This should end the inning. Remily, the first baseman, in foul ground. Wait for the first base coach, Rafael Santo Domingo, to get out of his way. Finally, Santo Domingo moves. And Remily makes the catch in foul ground, and that ends the bottom of the fourth inning with no harm done. So Ortega gives up the one-out double to Schweiger, but he's stranded at third base. Sixers in the fourth, no runs, a hit, no errors, and one left. Let's go to the fifth. Quakes still trailing 4-3.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Nice floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here. Hey, baby. Woo!
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
Pure energy.
Sheer excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9 to 5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
Top of the fifth, top of the order, due up for the Quakes. Rancho is trailing 4-3 as Nate Sutton is in from the left side, looking at a fastball strike from Sidney Bayo, and it's 0-1. Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez. 1, 2, and 3 for the Quakes. Bayo misses outside, and it's even now at a ball and a strike. Sidney Bayo has retired 9 in a row. Sutton 0 for 1. He has walked, scored a run, and struck out his last time up against Bayo. Fouls this one off to the left. It's 1-2. Fans, my name is Rob Sinclair. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your Sunday afternoon with us here on the Quakes Radio Network, along with my partner in crime, John Souter, producer and director, doing his usual great job. Curveball upstairs, 2-2. Also want to welcome all of the Inland Empire 66ers fans who are listening. The radio deal for the Sixers does not include Sunday games, so they broadcast Monday through Saturday. Check swing by Sutton. They appeal to third, and they say Sutton went around as Schweiger tags him out. So that's now 9 strikeouts for Sidney Bayo, including 4 in a row. He struck out the side in the fourth and now gets Sutton on the check swing to open things here in the fifth. But yeah, I want to say hi to all the Sixers fans that are listening. They usually have one of the best in the league calling the action for them in Mike Sager. Down low, and it's a ball and no strikes on Freddy Sandoval. But they don't broadcast on Sunday, so we're happy that you're hanging out with us here on the Quake side. Curveball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Sidney Bayo this afternoon has set a new season high for strikeouts. His previous high was 6, which he set in his last start against Lake Elsinore about 5 days ago. Bounces a curveball in here to Sandoval, and it's 3-0. Shoot, Sidney Bayo had 6 strikeouts back in the fourth. That's when he struck out 2 Psalm, then got Duff and LeBlanc to end the inning, and now has struck out Sutton to open things here in the fifth. There's a called strike, 3-1 on Freddy Sandoval. Sandy has walked and scored, struck out back in the second. This one taken in the air to center field and playable for Brent Johnson. He'll move towards left center, just a few steps, puts it away. And now 11 straight outs for the right-hander, Sidney Bayo. The base is empty. Here's Sean Rodriguez. Keep giving you some of those big league scores. The Washington Nationals got a win over Baltimore today, 3-1, the final at RFK. Philadelphia doubles up Boston 10-5. As Bobby Abreu finishes just a double shy of the cycle. Fastball outside to Sean Rodriguez. It's 1-0. Abreu hit his 5th home run. Ryan Howard his 14th of the year for Philadelphia. Boston got long balls from Mike Lowe and Kevin Youkilis. Fastball upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes on Sean Rodriguez. Albert Pujols, surprise, surprise. Home run in his 3rd straight game as the Cardinals sweep Kansas City. 10-3 the final in Kansas City today. Down low there to Rodriguez, 3-0. Just out of curiosity, who didn't see a sweep coming? When you've got St. Louis taking on Kansas City. The Royals are now 10-31. 3-0, fastball strike, and it's 3-1. And I realize, that there was an argument at the time to not trade Mike Sweeney when he had some value, but you're telling me Kansas City couldn't use some prospects right now? The swing of the ball taken out into center field, hit pretty well, but it's going to hang up for Johnson. He'll make the catch in straightaway center. Rodriguez flies out, and another 1-2-3 inning for Sidney Bayo. He has retired 12 in a row. Quakes go silently in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We're halfway through, and the Quakes trailing by a run, 4-3.
When you're looking for a contractor, you want to work with a professional. Around here, the place to call is Summit Construction. They're the residential and commercial contractor where quality construction is guaranteed. They specialize in all areas of residential construction. They build top quality homes, do room additions, and even can build you a custom swimming pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, they do it all. For a free quote, call 909-821-2840 or see them online at summitpools.net. Summit Construction, where quality is guaranteed.
Dog waste left on a lawn or sidewalk is disgusting, especially when left on your lawn. But it doesn't end there. It becomes a public health risk. When it washes away with the rain or a hose off any lawn or street surface and drains directly into the Santa Ana River, carrying harmful bacteria. As a dog owner, you can set a good example by picking up after your pet every time. Your actions will influence your family and your neighbors. Please take the following steps to care for your canine and help protect your neighborhood and public health. Clean up after your dog every time. When you grab the leash, grab a bag and have it with you. Take advantage of the complimentary bags offered in dispensers at local parks and use them to dispose of your pet's waste. Make sure you always have extra bags in your cars so you are prepared when you travel with your dog. Carry extra bags when walking your dog and make them available to other pet owners who are without. Teach kids how to properly clean up after a pet. Encourage them to throw used bags into the nearest trash receptacle if they are away from home or on a walk. For more pollution prevention tips, please call the City of Rancho Cucamonga at 909-477-2740, extension 4060. 909-477-2740, extension 4060.
Bottom of the 5th, Quakes down 4-3 and a new pitcher into the game for Rancho Cucamonga. It's the right-hander Dan Hawkins. Fans want to remind you that Quakes baseball is brought to you in part by Round Table Pizza of Rancho Cucamonga. Bring in your Quakes ticket stub and get yourself a large one-topping pizza for just $10.99 plus tax. Visit Round Table Pizza at 7201 Archibald Avenue, or give them a call at 980-8040 for delivery. As Hawkins opens with a strike to Young-Chi Chen, and the count 0-1. Chen, Easley, and Tuiasosopo 2, 3, and 4. Due up for the 66ers here in the bottom of the 5th. Curveball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now curveball, check swing, and a called strike. And Hawkins ahead in the count 1-2. So not a bad outing for Anthony Ortega. The bouncing ball left side, charging in Sean Rodriguez. Picks, throws, got him. For that one, 6-3 as Rodriguez makes the play on the run, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Again, not a bad outing for Ortega. Got into trouble there in that second inning when he gave up 3 runs. Only one of them was earned. Sandoval committed an error. Then there was another ball that took a bad hop on Sandoval over there at third base. But for the most part, limited the damage. Down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. But all the same, the best Ortega can hope for this afternoon is a no decision. He goes 4 innings, gives up 4 runs, 2 of them earned, on 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And right now is on the hook for the loss as Hawkins misses down low. 2-0 the count on Reed Eastley. Again, Ortega 4 innings, 4 runs, 2 earned, 5 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. As Eastley drives this one into the gap in right center field, but Josh LeBlanc was shaded towards right center. He'll range over and make the catch. Eastley flies out as LeBlanc, the center fielder, had him played correctly, and there are 2 gone. Let's tell you about Dan Hawkins, the right-hander from St. Petersburg, Florida, 6'3", 205 pounds. Hawks signed as a free agent out of St. Leo University back in 2005. I was doing some research on St. Leo University. Did you know that Bob Tewksbury pitched at St. Leo University? Curveball strike to Tuiasosopo. It's 0-1. Tewksbury, of course, a longtime pitcher for the St. Louis Cardinals. Curveball line right to the second baseman, Nate Sutton, off the end of the bat of Tuiasosopo, and a nice 1-2-3 inning turned in by Dan Hawkins here in the bottom of the 5th as he sets the Sixers down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the 6th, and the Quakes still trailing 4-3.
The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
A few years ago, a small bank from Rancho Cucamonga started sending shockwaves through the banking industry. Vineyard Bank rolled through Southern California with a creative force that is changing the way we bank. We created small ripples at first, with innovative ways to move money quickly and effectively, where it would help businesses and families the most. Then our reputation grew stronger thanks to personal bankers with a can-do attitude committed to building lasting relationships. Vineyard Bank's financial performance was off the scale. A fast-growing bank with a rising stock. New, customer-friendly branches offering easy access to your money, opening throughout the Southland. Online banking on our award-winning website at www.vineyardbank.com. That's Vineyard Bank. Proud to be your hometown bank. Proud to support our hometown team. For more information, please call 1-800-442-4996. That's 1-800-442-4996.
Top of the 6th, and the Quakes are down 4-3 as Michael Collins leads it off. First pitch swinging, pops a foul off to the right, and it's 0-1. Collins, Riley, and Remley, 4, 5, and 6, due up for the Quakes as they trail 4-3. And Sidney Bayo, after giving up that 3-run double to Collins way back in the first, has settled down, has not given up a hit since then, and has retired 12 in a row. 0-1 in on the hands, and a bouncing ball fair to the third baseman, Ronnie Prettyman. He'll throw to first and gets Michael Collins by a step. Score that one 5-3, and now 13 straight outs for Sidney Bayo. In case you're just joining us, folks, Quakes got 3 runs in the top of the first, all charged to the starter in this game, Mark Lowe, who started for Inland Empire, making his first appearance in about 3 weeks after coming off the DL. Lowe walked the first 3 hitters he faced, reached his pitch count. Bayo came in, gave up that 3-run double to Collins, and that's how the Quakes got those 3 runs. Since then, they don't have a hit. So the only hit of the game was Collins' 3-run double as Pat Riley Looks at a fastball outside from Sidney Bayo, and it's 1-0. Curveball strike. It's 1-1. Collins ended up stranded at third base to end the first. Then Bayo in the second hit Tim Duff and walked Josh LeBlanc to put runners at first and second. Swinging a miss by Pat Riley. It's 1-2. And ever since that walk to LeBlanc, that's what started that run of 13 straight outs for Bayo. He struck out Nate Sutton, struck out Freddy Sandoval, then got Sean Rodriguez to fly out, and it's been nothing but 1, 2, 3 innings ever since. 1-2, high fastball, swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. That's now 10 strikeouts for Sidney Bayo. His previous season high was 6. And quickly, 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. Quakes down 4-3, and here's Cliff Remily. Fans, before we get to Remily's at bat, we have reached the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Need to go ahead and step aside for station identification. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
You're listening to Rob Sinclair and Quakes Baseball on AM 1370 KWRM, Corona, California.
Remily went after the first pitch he got from Bayo, fouled it sharply over the screen and into the seats, and it's 0-1. Remo 0 for 2. He has struck out and fly to right. 0-1, fastball outside, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Remily from Powder Springs, Georgia. 11th round pick out of Georgia Tech in 2004. Pops this one up, third base side, foul ground. Prettyman over to make the catch before he runs into the railing. And another 1-2-3 inning. Nice play there by Ronnie Prettyman as he was going pretty much full bore. And that railing is padded out there in foul ground, but not padded a whole lot. Prettyman hung on to make the catch. So Bayo picked up his 10th strikeout, and he has now retired 15 in a row. Quakes in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Inland Empire 4, Rancho Cucamonga 3.
There you are, working diligently on your computer when all of a sudden, there's nothing. All that time and work gone. Yes, computer failure. Most of us have experienced it before. Luckily, the pros at PC Fix are here to help. We know computer problems can hurt the efficiency of your business or frustrate you at home. That's why we take great pride in saving data. We offer prompt certified service at a low flat rate. From repairs and upgrades to internet security, find us in your yellow pages. PC Fix. Don't worry, we can save your data. We fix what they can't.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fish and tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book. Fences, gates, inline skates, artists, posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, bond mail, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the other book. Let your fingers walk into the other book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
No balls and a strike to count on Ronnie Prettyman as we're underway here in the bottom of the 6th. Quakes trailing the Sixers 4-3. Prettyman is in from the left side. Dan Hawkins, this is outside with a fastball, and is 1-1. Prettyman, Hubbard, and Chris Colton, the 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Inland Empire. As Hawkins begins his second inning of relief. Worked a perfect inning in the 5th. Now spikes a curveball into the dirt, and it's 2-1. Hawkins on the year, appearing for the 11th time in relief. Has a record of 1-1 and an 8.40 earned run average. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 2-2. In those 10 previous outings, Hawkins has worked 15 innings. He's allowed 14 earned runs and 22 hits. From the windup, 2-2 change up and a call and a swing and a miss for Prettyman. That is strike 3. As Prettyman has some words for the home plate umpire there. Tim Duff hanging on to the foul tip as Hawkins picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon. Second time today that Prettyman has gone down swinging. With one away, here's Marshall Hubbard, the DH. Hubbard's in from the left side. Doubled and scored in the second. And picked up an RBI on a ground out in the third, and it's that run back in the third that is holding up as the difference here in the sixth. Hubbard takes a fastball outside. It's 1-0. Now Hawkins back with a strike on the inner half, 1-1. Hawkins only has 3 strikeouts in 15 innings this year. That strikeout of Prettyman was just his 4th. Fouled off here, and it's 1-2. 3 strikeouts, 11 walks for Dan Hawkins. And opponents are hitting .355 against him. One-two in on the hands of a slow roller in between Remley and Sutton. That's through into right field. So Marshall Hubbard picks up his second hit. 6 hits in the game now for the Sixers. And here's Chris Colton, the right fielder. Quakes down 4-3. Colton standing in for the right side has walked and struck out. He's also scored a run. Hawkins from the stretch for the first time misses Lowe with a curveball. It's 1-0. Outfield around towards right. Infield, a double played up. 1-0. Lined into right center field. That's the base hit. Hubbard gets the stop sign at second base. So station-to-station baseball for the 66ers. Colton with his first hit of the afternoon. And there are runners at first and second. So here's Schweiger. He has singled and doubled already. Picked up his first RBI of the year with a base knock back in the second. He's also scored a run. Comes up with 2 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Right-hander against right-hander. Hawkins with a check of the runners. And steps off. The first offering, fastball inside. It's 1-0. Brian Schweiger from Rialto. Just maybe 15 minutes from here. Basically halfway between Rancho Cucamonga and San Bernardino. Aren't very far apart in the first place. Little blooper into right field. That's going to drop in front of Drew Toussaint. Marshall Hubbard wasn't sure that ball was going to be caught or not, so he gets to third base, and that little bloop single will load the bases. So Hubbard goes to third. Chris Colton goes to second. Schweiger aboard at first. And a pretty dangerous spot for Dan Hawkins. Quakes only have 1 hit offensively in this game, so you got to keep it close. At a 4-3 deficit, it's manageable right now, but this inning could get out of hand in a hurry. Here's Josh Womack in from the left side. And the fastball outside. It's 1-0. Womack hitting .315 on the season. 1-0. Fastball down low. Snap throw down to third. And it's not in time. As Tim Duff almost threw that ball away. Freddy Sandoval had to backhand that one. Bases loaded, one out. Womack has reached on an error and grounded out. 2-0 from Dan Hawkins. Fastball fouled back into the seats behind the screen. And it is 2-1. Fastball down low, 3 balls and a strike. And nowhere to put Josh Womack. There's the 3-1 in the air, right field. Playable for Tucson, but deep enough to score a run. Tucson keeps going back. Finally will make the catch on the warning track and has no chance as Marshall Hubbard tags up and comes. So Womack picks up an RBI with a sacrifice fly. Marshall Hubbard scores, and it is 5-3. 12th RBI of the year for Josh Womack. As Chris Colton also moved up on the play. He's at third base now, so runners on the corners with 2 away, and here's Brent Johnson, the center fielder. Johnson 1 for 3 with an RBI single back in the second. Curveball from Dan Hawkins, a called strike. It's 0-1. Now what, if Hawkins can get Johnson here, you're still not, overly dismayed about how this inning turned out. Base is loaded, 1 out, and you only give up 1 run. You'll live with that. The fastball striking the knees. And Hawkins on the verge of getting out of it. It's 0-2 on Brent Johnson. He's hitting .264 on the year as Brent Johnson. 1 home run, 14 runs batted in. There's the 0-2. Curveball and a little tapper to the left side. Charging in Sandoval. Double clutches the throw and still got Brent Johnson on the run. Score that one 5-3. Nicely done there by Freddy Sandoval. And again, not terrible from Dan Hawkins here in the 6th. Got into a bases-loaded 1-out jam and only gives up 1 run and keeps it a manageable deficit for the Quakes. So Inland Empire gets a run on 3 hits. The run comes in to score on Womack's sacrifice fly. No Quakes errors, and runners are stranded on the corners. We go to the 7th, and the Quakes still trailing. The deficit now 2 runs at 5-3.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to only play offense or only play defense. So when it comes to insurance, why settle for someone that can handle only your auto policy? Bring your home and auto insurance to Allstate now, and you can save big on both. You deserve someone that can assist you more. That's Allstate stand. Are you in good hands? Hey, sports fans, call Allstate agent Diane Combs at 909-986-1257 today. Subject to availability and qualifications, Allstate Insurance Company, Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company, and Allstate Indemnity Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Teams prefer a home field advantage. The same can be said in healthcare. Rancho Mobility Medical Equipment and Supplies features a complete line of home health equipment and supplies so that you can thrive anywhere. They feature sales and rentals of wheelchairs, power chairs, walkers, scooters, bath products, ramps, stair lifts, pediatric equipment, and more. Most insurance is accepted, so call 888-853-3565 today. Log on to ranchomobility.com or visit them between Milken and Haven on Arrow.
Friends and family visiting you this summer? Don't worry. Add a room instantly by calling your friends at the Red Roof Inn. Red Roof Inns offer quality rooms, friendly service, great rates, and kids stay free. Plus, as a Ready Card Preferred member, you'll earn points towards free room nights. With 360 Red Roof Inns nationwide, you'll find locations everywhere, including Ontario, San Dimas, and Victorville. Visit us today at redroof.com or dial 800-RED-ROOF.
Top of the 7th and a welcome sight for the Quakes as Sidney Bayo's afternoon is done. And inland umpire has dipped into the bullpen, calling on the right-hander Michael Herenio. So Bayo leaves after going 6 shutout innings. Did allow the 3-run double to Michael Collins, but all 3 runs were charged to Mark Lowe. So Bayo goes 6 innings, no runs, a hit, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, and a season-high 10 strikeouts. Drew Toussaint going after the first pitch, lines it the opposite way into the right field corner. Extra bases for DT. He's going to pull up into second with a stand-up double. And just like that, the Quakes get Bayo out of the game and get their second hit as Toussaint doubles down the right field line. So Toussaint moves himself into scoring position. Let's tell you about Michael Herenio, the new hurler for Inland Empire. A right-hander, 6'2", 190 pounds, a 12th round pick in 2001. And Herenio originally from Mine Hill, New Jersey. Fastball swung on and missed there by Tim Duff. It's 0-1. Duffer tonight has been hit by a pitch and struck out looking. Right-hander against right-hander. Herenio from the stretch. Change-up swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Herenio on the year has only appeared in 2 previous games. Has pitched a grand total of 1 inning. No runs, a hit, 3 walks, no strikeouts, and opponents come in hitting .333 against Herenio. There's the 0-2. Fastball up and in. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by our good friends at Esther Tacos in Upland. Serving authentic Mexican food 7 days a week, Esther's features tacos, burritos, quesadillas, and fajitas. Give them a call at 946-8111 for catering information, or stop by their location in the Red Hill Shopping Center at the corner of Grove and Foothill, and enter to win free Quakes tickets. I do love me some Esther Tacos now. 1-2. A curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. So Herenio strikes out Tim Duff. Duff down on strikes for the second time, and with 1 away, here's Josh LeBlanc. Quakes trailing 5-3 here in the top of the 7th. Drew Toussaint, the runner at second, collected his 8th double of the year to open this inning. And it's just the second hit of the afternoon for Rancho Cucamonga. Here's Josh LeBlanc in from the left side. He has walked and struck out. It's a fastball upstairs, and it's 1-0. Finish up the Major League scoreboard. The Houston Astros shut out the Texas Rangers 5-0. 1-0. Fastball strike. It's even at 1-1. Taylor Buchholz goes the distance for his first career shutout. Limits the Rangers to just 5 hits. As Morgan Ensberg and Jason Lane both homer. 1-1 to LeBlanc. Fastball outside corner. It's 1-2. Colorado completed a sweep of Toronto today at Coors. The Rockies win 5-3. Josh Fogg gets his 3rd one of the year. Ted Lilly takes the loss. Alexis Rios homers for Toronto. There's a curveball swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Brian Schweiger applies the tag to Josh LeBlanc. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Michael Herenio. As LeBlanc strikes out swinging for the second time, and we go back to the leadoff man, Nate Sutton. A few other finals. Seattle holds on for a 10-8 win over San Diego. 8 runs in the second inning for the Mariners there, as King Felix Hernandez gets the win. Parent Club got swept by the Dodgers 7-0 as the Dodgers shut out the Angels today in Chavez Ravine. Fastball outside to Sutton. It's 1-0. Matt Cain goes the distance for San Francisco today, tosses a one-hitter against Oakland as the Giants defeat the A's 6-0. Pitch outside off the glove of Schweiger and going to third on what I've got to imagine is a pass ball, and it is a pass ball, is Drew Toussaint. So pass ball committed by Brian Schweiger. And now the count 2-0 on Nate Sutton. And we'll see if he gets something to hit to perhaps drive in Drew Toussaint. Quakes trying to take advantage of the leadoff double by Toussaint. Down 5-3 here in the top of the 7th. 2-0 from Herenio. Fastball outside. Now 3 balls and no strikes. With the switch hitting Freddy Sandoval waiting on deck. Outfield straight away on Sutton. Walked and scored in the first. Since then has struck out twice. There's a courtesy strike on the outside corner, and it's 3-1. One ball game still going on in the big leagues. Atlanta with a 2-0 lead on Arizona. They're going into the bottom of the 9th in that one. And later tonight, the Yankees and the Mets. And the finale of that 3-game series. There's a fastball high and away. That's ball 4. Herenio walks Nate Sutton on 5 pitches. And now the Quakes have runners at the corners. First walk for Herenio. Now we'll see if Freddy Sandoval can come through. As Bobby Mitchell gives the signs over there at third base. Toussaint at third, Sutton at first. 2 tying runs are aboard for the Quakes. Sandoval will stand in from the left side. Freddy today walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second, flied out in the 5th. Herenio from the stretch. First offering, fastball, missed it outside. It's 1-0. Fans, one NBA score to pass along to you. The Detroit Pistons advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals with a 79-61 win over Cleveland. LeBron had 27 for the Cavs, but not enough as Detroit put the clamps on defensively. That had to be a pretty ugly ball game to watch. 79-61. Yikes. 1-0. Fastball strike outside corner. It's 1-1 on Freddy Sandoval. Sandy, the native of Tijuana, Mexico. 8th round pick out of the University of San Diego in 2004. There's the 1-1. Fastball on the outside, quote-unquote, corner. And it's 1-2. That was about 3 or 4 inches outside and looked to be low as well. And all the same, it goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Sandoval. There's the 1-2. Curveball down to the dirt and covered up by Brian Schweiger. Runners stay put. And it is even at 2-2. There is action in the Inland Empire bullpen. Aaron Trollia, the right-hander, is getting loose. In the air to center field, but playable for Brent Johnson. He'll back up and make the catch. Sandoval hit it squarely, but lines out to center, and despite the leadoff double, the Quakes can't capitalize here in the 7th as they leave runners on the corners. Quakes in the 7th, no runs to hit, no errors, 2 left. Fans, you know what time it is. Get on up and stretch them out. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Quakes trailing 5-3.
Pioneer Radio and Sports would like to thank the following businesses who are committed to customer service.
This Quakes broadcast is brought to you in part by Summit Construction. Quality concrete construction guaranteed. By Shelton's Poultry, celebrating over 80 years of being a proud American business. By Pit Stop Embroidery, Pit Stop for quality embroidery services. And by Accent Computer Solutions Incorporated. We can handle it.
Galliano Winery, located at 1431 Wineville Road in Mariloma, California. In business since 1927, the Galliano family's roots run deep in Cucamonga Valley's winemaking history, offering a unique array of 25 varieties, including award-winning wines as well as custom label. The Galliano tradition continues to grow in the Inland Empire. Try the latest award-winning wines in a relaxed country atmosphere of the tasting room. Enjoy a tour of our landmark complex or relax in the beautiful picnic grounds. To reach Galliano Winery, call 909-685-5376. That's 909-685-5376. Or stop by Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Bottom of the seventh, and the Quakes have turned the game over to the left-hander Brad Beck. They'll work to the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, beginning with Young Chi Chen, who stands in from the right side and looks at a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. Chen, Easley, and Tuiasosopo, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, due up for Inland Empire. Quakes down 5-3 as Beck came back with a changeup, and Chen way out in front. Just barely gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the backstop. So 2 pretty solid innings of relief work from Dan Hawkins. Gives up a run on 3 hits. No walks, that's the big thing. And 1 strikeout. As Chen fouls this one off to the right. And Brad back on for the second time. Worked a scoreless inning back on Thursday night in his Quakes debut. Here the vitals on Beck. He misses there, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Beck, a left-hander, 5'11", 185 pounds. He's from Arlington, Virginia. Signed as a free agent back in 2004. Back on the year. Has worked 1 inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, 1 strikeout. 1-2. Curveball down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beck spent the majority of last season in the Arizona League. This one taken in the air, right center field. Drew Tuiasosopo, the right fielder, will put it away. Chen flies out, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Beck got 1 inning of work up in Salt Lake, all the way up at the AAA level, and did not allow a run. But for the most part, was down in the Arizona League, went 2-3 with an ERA of 1.91. So pretty good numbers from Beck, including 32 strikeouts and 28 1/3 innings down in the Summer League. Down low there to Easley, 1 ball and no strikes. Reed Easley, the left-handed hitting first baseman. So the curve downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Easley is 0 for 3, has popped up and flied out twice to Josh LeBlanc in center field. Tim Duff setting up inside, 2-0 in the air, center field once again. Josh LeBlanc calling for it, waiting for it, and puts it away. A couple of fly ball outs for Brad Beck here in the bottom of the 7th. Bases are empty for the cleanup man, Matt Tuiasosopo, and the Quakes are trailing 5-3. Fans want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by Bobby Baja's in Rancho Cucamonga, offering the very best tri-tip California barbecue and Baja street food in the Inland Empire. Let Bobby Baja's cater to your family just like they cater to the Quakes press box. Bobby Baja's on the corner of Foothill and Vineyard in Rancho Cucamonga, or give them a call at 989-9925. Tuiasosopo takes a fastball for a called strike 1. Sixers shortstop 1 for 3 He looks at another called strike, and it's 0-2. Tuiasosopo singled in the third. On either side of that, a strikeout and a soft liner to second. The 0-2 from Beck. Line foul down the right field side. Right to a fan in the seats, I believe. Well, fan just minding his own business there in the first row, or last row of seats. Had to come right to him. So he's got himself a souvenir. 0-2 curveball and a called strike 3. Tim Duff will tag out Matt Tuiasosopo. And a perfect inning of work from Brad Beck here in the bottom of the 7th as he picks up his first strikeout. So nice work by Brad Beck as Inland Empire goes quietly here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. We go to the 8th. Quakes still trailing 5-3.
When you're looking for a contractor, you want to work with a professional. Around here, the place to call is Summit Construction. They're the residential and commercial contractor where quality construction is guaranteed. They specialize in all areas of residential construction. They build top quality homes, do room additions, and even can build you a custom swimming pool or spa. With 25 years of experience, they do it all. For a free quote, call 909-821-2840 or see them online at summitpools.net. Summit Construction, where quality is guaranteed.
Great moments in Laughlin history. Jeff from Barstow tries out his new camera phone.
Hey, Jeff sending pictures from Laughlin.
Looks like you rented a jet ski.
Cool. Now he's floating by a pontoon boat.
Are there girls on there?
Yeah, those are girls.
Are they hot?
Yeah, and they're really tan. I think he's in a casino now.
Are the girls with him?
They're blowing on his dice. Nice, he won.
Good. He owes me money.
They're in a nightclub now.
Whoa.
Knee-deep in females.
That never happens when we're with them.
Hello?
Hey, man, you guys should have come down here. Hey, baby.
Jeff says hello.
Uh-huh.
I hate Jeff.
Laughlin, Nevada. Founded on fun.
I don't want to know what that is.
For information, call 1-800-4-LAUGHLIN or go to visitlaughlin.com.
It's the top of the 8th. Quakes are down 5-3, but if they're going to get something going and try to get a split of this two-game series, kind of think this might be the place that it would happen. They've got the heart of the order duo. Sean Rodriguez, Michael Collins, and then Pat Riley. And they're going against a new right-hander, Aaron Trolia, who has struggled this year for Inland Empire. Trolia kicks and deals. Now a fastball down and in for ball 1. So Michael Jurinho goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, a walk, but no runs, and records 2 strikeouts. As Trolia is down low again, 2 balls and no strikes. A good hitter's count for Sean Rodriguez. 2-0, down low, 3 balls, no strikes. Let's tell you about Trolia. Right-hander from University Place, Washington, 6'2", 210 pounds. Right-hander was a 27th round pick in 2004. 3-0 to Rodriguez. There's the strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1. Trolia this year, a record of 1-2, 1 save, and a 6.45 earned run average. And there's the pitch down low for ball 4. So he walks Sean Rodriguez to open things here in the top of the 8th. And the Quakes get the leadoff man aboard. Here's Michael Collins, the DH. That 6.45 ERA for Trolia, the highest of any 66ers pitcher. This is his 13th outing of the year. As Collins will stand in from the right side. Michael Collins, 1 for 3. His 1 hit, the 3-run bases-clearing double back in the first, which for the first 6 innings held up as the Quakes' only hit of the game. Trolia opens with a fastball inside corner, and it's 0-1. In those previous 12 outings, Trolia has worked 22 1/3 innings. He's given up 16 earned runs and 28 hits over 22 1/3 this year. Toss over to first, and Sean Rodriguez is back standing up. Trolio with 21 strikeouts in 22 and a third, but 12 walks. And opponents are hitting .322 against him. So again, a good trio of hitters due up for the Quakes, and a shaky reliever on the hill for the Sixers. See if the Quakes can take advantage. Swing and a miss, snap throw down to first. And I tell you what, if Schweiger hadn't bounced that throw in, they might have doubled off Sean Rodriguez. He had a big lead away from first, and the throw bounced in, and Reed Eastley was more concerned about keeping the ball in front of him than about trying to corral it and apply a tag. So Collins is down in the count 0-2. After that 3-run double, he has struck out and grounded to third. Choking up on the bat with 2 strikes. Wearing batting gloves now after not wearing batting gloves when he hit that double back in the first, and another toss over, and Sean Rodriguez slides back. Rodriguez 6 out of 9 in stolen base attempts this year. Quakes down 5-3, so Collins is the potential tying run at the plate. 0-2. Curveball down low. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away. Michael Collins hitting .331 this year. 3 home runs, 20, and now 32 RBIs, as Trollia just missed inside. And it's even at 2-2. Inside target from Schweiger, swung on and missed, and that is strike 3. Collins down swinging. First strikeout for Trollia. 13 strikeouts now for Inland Empire pitching. Of course, 10 of those were racked up by Sidney Bayo in his 6 innings of work. And now here's Pat Riley. Riles is 0 for 3. He's flied out twice and struck out. Trying to extend his hitting streak to 12 games. Curveball down the dirt, covered up by Schweiger. And it is 1-0. And now Schweiger and the pitching coach, Scott Budner, are going to go out for a talk with Aaron Trollia. This 11-game hitting streak that Pat Riley is on is the longest hitting streak for a Quakes hitter this year. Michael Collins and Freddy Sandoval have both had 9-game streaks. Collins and Sandoval have both had 8-game hitting streaks as well. Cody Fuller has had an 8-game streak and a 7-game streak. And Matt Pauley, when he was still with the Quakes, had an 8-gamer at the end of April. But Riley, the first to get his hitting streak into double digits this year for Rancho. There's the 1-0. Curveball swung on and missed. And it's even at 1-1. Quakes have been struggling to score runs as of late. That's why if they can take advantage here, and you can get a win when you're still struggling, it would be huge. Down and away, 2 balls and a strike. Curveball swung on and missed. It's even up at 2-2. 20 games this month, the Quakes have scored more than 4 runs. Just 5 times. Toss over to first. And Rodriguez is back. Take that back. They've scored more than 4 runs just 4 times. They scored 5 runs one other time. There's a swing of the ball fouled at the plate as Rodriguez was moving on the play, but he goes back to first. And the count stays even at 2-2. Quakes have dropped 5 out of their last 6. And have scored just 18 runs in their last 6 games. Tossed over to first, and Rodriguez dives back in. Trailing 5-3 here in the top of the 8th. Quakes have only gotten 2 hits all night. Down the right field line, hooking foul. As Riley hit that ball pretty well, but turned on it too quickly. And the thing is, folks, Quakes are still only 2.5 games out, which is when you're really loving the parity or perhaps mediocrity of the Southern Division. Rodriguez moving, swung on and missed by Riley. Throw down to second. Not in time. Rodriguez is called safe at second. Wow, he slipped a little bit leaving first base. And they say the tag from Tuiasosopo was not in time. So Riley strikes out swinging. The second strikeout of the inning for Aaron Trolia. And more than likely brings Riley's hitting streak to an end. But Rodriguez does steal his 7th base of the year, and he's in scoring position. We'll see if Cliff Remley can bring the Quakes within a run here. Remo in from the left side. First pitch swinging, bouncing ball back up the middle. Past the diving Matt Tuiasosopo, and this is through into center field. Rodriguez will score. So that stolen base equates to a run as Remley comes through and brings the Quakes to within a run at 5-4. RBI number 13 for Cliff Remley. As Rodriguez scores his 2nd run of the game. And now with the tie run at first base and the go-ahead run at the plate, here's Drew Toussaint. 1 for 3 with a double his last time up. First pitch, a curveball up high from Trolia. It's 1-0. First run for the Quakes since all the way back in the first. 1-0. Bouncer foul outside of third. Bobby Mitchell will barehand this one and toss it into the seats. And it's even a 1-1 on Drew Toussaint. Drew has a lot of power. He hit 21 home runs for Cedar Rapids last year. Hit 2 home runs in a game earlier this year for the Quakes, but has just 3 on the season. 1-1. Got underneath this one as he sends it to center field, and it's playable for Brent Johnson. He'll make the catch, and that does it for Rancho here in the top of the 8th. But the Quakes do get a run here in the 8th to draw within a single run. Rodriguez walked to start the inning, was called safe on a close play at second, and then came home to score on the RBI single up the middle by Cliff Remley. So a run on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the 8th we go. Quakes back to within a run, but they still trail 5-4.
This is Rob Sinclair, the voice of the Quakes at the Ontario Airport Marriott. If you're looking for a great place to eat, the Ontario Airport Marriott features the D Street Sports Bar and Grill, open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., the Pacific Grill for the fine diner, or stop by the 24-hour Pacific Deli. The Ontario Airport Marriott is located at 2200 East Holt Boulevard, just off the 10 freeway. The Ontario Airport Marriott, a proud sponsor of your 2006 Quakes on the radio.
It's your first game. You got your gloves?
Yeah.
Good boy. All right, bright blue sky, beautiful green grass. You know, there's nothing better than baseball in the summer.
I guess.
Hey, where's that peanut guy?
Dad, we're in the living room.
Hooked on a clear picture? Get hooked on Charter HD TV with a picture 5 times sharper than regular TV plus theater quality sound. You'll watch television like never before. Get local channels in high definition with no equipment to buy. Go where satellite can't. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked. Service not available in all areas. Prices may vary.
We at KWRM 1370 know that you have a choice when it comes to sports radio, and we also know that you're in the right place. By airing the local games that matter most to you, KWRM is your Orange County and Inland Empire sports leader. Whether it's professional baseball, college basketball, or high school football, no one delivers the best and exciting local play-by-play like KWRM. Check out our new website at KWRM1370am.com. That's KWRM1370am.com, and thanks for being a part of our all-star lineup.
Bottom of the eighth, the Quakes down 5-4 as Brad Beck begins his second inning of relief. Opens with a strike on the outside corner to Ronnie Prettyman. It's 0-1. Prettyman, Hubbard, and Colton 5, 6, and 7. Due up for Inland Empire. Sixers leading it by a run. Left-hander against left-hander in this at-bat. And back up high. It's a ball in 1 strike. Prettyman is 0 for 2. He struck out twice, drew a walk back in the third. 1-1 from Beck. In the air, foul down the left field side. And it is 1-2. The last day game has gone final in interleague play. Atlanta holds on for a 2-1 win over Arizona as the Braves avoid the sweep. Gave the ball to their ace, Tim Hudson. And he responds with 8 shutout innings to improve to 4-3. 2 out to the second baseman, Nate Sutton. Picks, throws, got him. Score that one 4-3 as Prettyman grounds out. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. There is action in the 66ers bullpen, trying to figure out who that is. Stephen Kahn has 6 saves on the year, but he worked an inning and a third last night. Well, I'm not sure if he's available. Fastball outside to Marshall Hubbard. It's 1-0, although that is Stephen Kahn who's getting warmed up. 1-0. Slider outside corner. It's 1-1. Could only see the first number on the back of that reliever, but it was a 3, and only 2 Inland Empire pitchers wear a jersey in the 30s. Outside, it's 2-1. The other one is Robert Rohrbaugh, but he's a left-hander, so you could take him out of the equation pretty easily. So it's Stephen Kahn, the closer, getting warmed up. 2-1 to Hubbard. Fastball outside. 3 balls and a strike. Looking ahead to the Quakes half of the 9th, they'll have Duff, LeBlanc, and Sutton, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. 3-1. Change up, swung on and missed. And it's gone full 3-2. Marshall Hubbard has had a big game for the Sixers today. 2 for 3 with a double, a single. He has scored twice. And he also picked up an RBI with a ground out in the third. There's a swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Strikeout number 2 for Brad Beck. He has retired all 5 batters he has faced. And with the bases empty and 2 gone, here's Chris Colton, the right fielder. Fans, want to remind you that Quakes Baseball is brought to you in part by our good friends at Red Hill Barbecue of Rancho Cucamonga. Located at 8111 Foothill Boulevard on the corner of Foothill and Grove, Red Hill Barbecue is the home of the $3.99 lunch special. Give them a call at 920-0558 for catering information, or visit them from 11 to 9 Monday through Thursday and 11 to 10 Friday and Saturday. 0-1 outside to Chris Colton, and it's even at a ball and a strike. Colton 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Breck the left-hander out of the windup, and this one hit in the air to medium left center field. It'll hold up for Josh LeBlanc, the center fielder, to run over and make the catch. Colton flies out, and a nice 1-2-3 inning by Brad Beck once again here in the eighth, as he has retired all 6 batters he has faced and has kept the Quakes in this one. Inland Empire in the eighth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and none left. We go to the ninth, last chance time for the Quakes. They're down a run, 5-4.
Whether it's a collision at home plate or on the road, we know that accidents happen. If you've been in an accident and need auto body repair, visit the pros at Rocky's Auto Body. They feature expert collision repair, including state-of-the-art frame straightening and precise color matching. They work with all insurance companies and can even set you up with tow service and a rental car. Visit Rocky's Auto Body right next to the Quakes Ballpark on Rochester, or find out more online at rockysautobody.com. Rocky's Auto Body. There's only one way, the right way.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com. Hey folks, Rob Sinclair here to tell you about the good people at Nationwide Surveys and what they can do for your business. They can handle customer surveys, employee feedback, and even online and on-site data collection. That's Nationwide Surveys, reliable feedback, fast. Call them today at 1-800-252-0640 or visit them at nationwidesurveys.com. That's 800-252-0640 or online at nationwidesurveys.com.
It's the top of the ninth, and the right-hander Stephen Kahn is on for the 66ers, trying to nail it down for his second straight save and what would be his 7th save of the year. The Quakes are down 5-4. Here in the top of the ninth, they'll have Tim Duff, Josh LeBlanc, and Nate Sutton due up, but already the switch hitter Ben Johnson has walked into the on-deck circle, and Johnson will hit for Duff to open things here in the ninth. Fans, my name is Rob Sinclair. It's been fun today. Thanks for hanging out with us. This has been a really well-played 4-game series. All the games have been close. Let's see if the Quakes can get 2 of them. As Johnson will pinch hit here. Ben Johnson getting .239, couple of home runs and 15 runs batted in. The day's done for Tim Duff. He goes 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and was hit by a pitch. And Johnson, the switch hitter, able to hit from the left side. Went after a fastball, came up empty from Stephen Kahn. It's 0-1. The vitals on Kahn, a right-hander, 6'3", 220 pounds. Originally from Orange, California, 5th-round pick. Back in 2005, here's a line drive right back into center field. And Ben Johnson comes through with a pinch hit single to open things here in the top of the ninth. And now we'll see if they're going to keep Johnson in. So they will not pinch run for Johnson. And you can pretty much count on Josh LeBlanc being asked to put down a sacrifice bunt and move the runner over. LeBlanc in from the left side. He has walked and struck out twice. Not showing bunt. Instead hits a high chopper, fielded in fair territory by the pitcher, Stephen Kahn, and goes to first in time, even though he bounced it in. And Josh LeBlanc is thrown out. Boy, that was a bang-bang play. Stephen Kahn fielded that ball, and I think if he had let it go, it would have rolled foul. But he went after it and gets the out. But LeBlanc gets the job done. Gets thrown out 1-3. but advances Ben Johnson into scoring position. That's the biggest thing. And now the Quakes will have a couple of cracks to tie it up here in the top of the ninth. Down 5-4, but Johnson in scoring position with one out. And here's Nate Sutton. And Sutton is in from the left side. Kahn from the stretch. Couple of looks back to Ben Johnson. First offering, a fastball, swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Stephen Kahn on the year, a record of 2-0, 6 saves, and a 2.19 earned run average. Worked an inning and a third yesterday. An inning and 2/3. Gave up one hit. Here's the 0-1. Another fastball, another swing and a miss by Nate Sutton. It's 0-2. Stephen Kahn with 30 strikeouts in 24 2/3. 13 walks. And opponents are hitting just 165 against him. Curveball down in the dirt and covered up by Schweiger as Ben Johnson stays put at second base. So good job by Schweiger to prevent Johnson from moving up to third base. Because, of course, if Johnson does move up, then you can bring him in with a sacrifice fly. You don't have to get a hit. Foul away. It's going to be 1-2 foul away down the left field side, and we'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Sutton today has walked twice, struck out twice, and scored a run. Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. The 1-2 from Kahn. Reached out and fouled away. Nate Sutton not really trying to do too much with that pitch. Knew it was going to be a strike, so just fouled it away, and we'll see what he can get here. Just protecting the plate right now. Sutton hitting .265 on the season. No home runs, 5 runs batted in. The 0-2 curveball called strike 3 on the inside corner. Are you kidding me? Nate Sutton just shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. And the Quakes are down to their final out here in the top of the ninth. That pitch was inside. That's 15 strikeouts now for the Quakes offensively. And it all comes down to Freddy Sandoval. Sandy in from the left side, a switch hitter. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. First pitch from Kahn. Fastball outside corner. It's 0-1. Sandoval hitting .299 on the year. Couple of home runs, 16 RBIs. Quakes down 5-4 here in the top of the ninth. Tying run at second base in the form of Ben Johnson. Here's the 0-1. Curveball down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Quakes trying to get a split here on the road. They open up an 8-game road trip tomorrow. Beginner of a 4-game series in High Desert. Fastball high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. With Sean Rodriguez waiting on deck. Reached the top of the 5 o'clock hour. Need a station break when this at-bat is over. The 2-1 to Sandoval. Curveball swung on and missed. And the Quakes down to their final strike now. 2-2 the count. Kahn with a look back. Here it is to Sandoval. Swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. Quakes got the leadoff pinch hit single by Ben Johnson. Got him to second with only one out. And Stephen Kahn comes back to strike out Sutton and Sandoval. And the Sixers take 3 out of 4 from the Quakes here in this series in San Bernardino. Quakes in the ninth, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Final score this afternoon, Inland Empire 5 and the Quakes 4. We'll step aside for 90 seconds, come back with the post-game totals, and wrap things up. You're listening to the Quakes Radio Network.
Pure energy.
Share excitement.
Sky Sailing at the Warner Springs Airport offers you the chance to enjoy the grace, freedom, and joy of soaring.
Sky Sailing offers rides for 1 or 2 passengers in a sailplane.
Mention this radio station and get 15% off a 40-minute ride.
Give that someone special a flight ticket or treat yourself to the panoramic view of the backcountry in a sailplane.
Call Sky Sailing at 760-782-0404. That's 760-782-0404.
Open 9 to 5 every day.
For more information, go to www.skysailing.com.
For 60 years, you've included Best Western in your family's summer vacation. To say thanks, the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada are offering a limited edition $50 Best Western travel card and up to 20% off your stays with their baseball fan rate. Experience the best summer ever with the Best Western hotels of California, Hawaii, and Nevada, because when you stay any 6 nights with them through August 19th, you'll receive a $50 travel card to use toward a future Best Western stay anywhere in the world, including the 338 hotels in California, Hawaii, and Nevada. Visit them today at bestwesternbaseball.com or call 866-743-8738. And remember to book the baseball fan rate.
In baseball, there are day games, night games, and even the occasional twilight doubleheader. But you'll never see a first thing in the morning game. That's because mornings are for Farmer John. Whether it's delicious hardwood smoked bacon, savory sausage, or juicy ham steaks, they're all made fresh right here in the Southland. There's even Farmer John quick serve bacon and sausage. It's ready in seconds. So share your afternoons and evenings with the Quakes. But mornings are for you and Farmer John. Get fresh. Get Farmer John.
Here at Arrowhead Credit Union Park in San Bernardino, where this afternoon the Quakes fall by a final count of 5-4, and in the process they dropped 3 out of 4 to the Inland Empire 66ers here in the first meeting between these two clubs in 2006. With the victory, Inland Empire improves to 24-19 on the season. The Sixers win it with 5 runs on 8 hits. They did not commit an error. They left 5 men on base, 4 of them in scoring position. Quakes, meanwhile, fall to 22-21 on the season. 4 runs on 4 hits for Rancho Cucamonga. They committed 1 error, and they left 7 men on base, 4 of them in scoring position. The winner this afternoon for Inland Empire was the right-hander Sidney Bayo, as he improves to 2-3. Looked absolutely nothing like a guy with a ERA of almost 5.5 coming in, as he was outstanding. Goes 6 innings, gives up no runs, only 1 hit, 1 walk, and sets a season high with 10 strikeouts. At one point before he left, he had retired 15 straight hitters. There was absolutely nothing the Quakes could do to figure out Sidney Bayo. Taking the loss for Rancho Cucamonga was the right-hander Anthony Ortega, who was making his first start of the year. Ortega did not throw the ball poorly, but Quakes just still cannot get any consistency offensively, as tonight they only had 4 hits. So in 3 of these 4 games here in San Bernardino, the Quakes were held to 4 hits, as Ortega went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, as his record falls to 0-1. Stephen Kahn came on in relief for the 2nd straight game and got his 2nd straight save. Worked a scoreless 9th, gave up a hit, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts for Kahn, as he gets his 7th save of the year. So again, Inland Empire with the victory. Sixers now 24-19, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 5 left. Quakes fall to 22-21, 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 7 left And on the personal side of things, Sidney Bayo is the winner. He is now 2-3. Anthony Ortega takes the loss. He is 0-1. And the save to Stephen Kahn, his 7th of the season. Fans, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to you for right now, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, it'll be the Yellow Book USA post-game show. We'll take a look at how the runs were scored in this one. We'll also get you all caught up with the scores from around the California League, and we'll get you prepared for tomorrow's broadcast as the Quakes continue this 8-game road trip with the opener of a 4-game series in High Desert. That's all coming up after these messages. Final score, Quakes fall 5-4. We'll be back with the Yellow Book USA post-game show here on the Quakes Radio Network.
Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball has been brought to you in part by the Ontario Airport Marriott, Vineyard Bank, Charter Media, Galliano Winery, the City of Laughlin Convention and Visitors Bureau, Sprint, Chipotle, Red Roof Inn, the City of Rancho Cucamonga, Allstate Insurance, Farmer John, Xbox, Yellow Book USA, and NationwideSurveys.com. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes baseball. The Yellow Book USA postgame show is next. The 2006 Rancho Cucamonga Quakes aren't always playing baseball at the Epicenter. During their downtime, you can catch them playing the official gaming console of the 2006 Quakes, Xbox 360. Xbox 360 is the most powerful video game and entertainment system out there, delivering the best games, the next generation of premier Xbox Live online gaming services, and unique digital entertainment experiences that revolve around you. Xbox 360, available now at your local retailer. Jump in at www.xbox.com for more information.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, Yellow Book, not the other book. Posers, florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers do the walking, Yellow Book. Let your fingers do the walking, Yellow Book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Welcome to the Yellow Book USA post-game show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. This is Quakes Baseball.
Back here at Arrowhead Credit Union Park, fans, the Yellow Book USA post-game show is on the air. Welcome back as the Quakes fall today by a final count of 5-4 to Inland Empire. Take a look at how these runs were scored. Quakes got off to a great start in the top of the first. Mark Lowe started this game for Inland Empire just trying to get some pitches in a game situation as he had not played in about 3 weeks. And he walked Nate Sutton to start the game, then walked Freddy Sandoval, then walked Sean Rodriguez to load the bases, and just like that, the afternoon was done for Mark Lowe. He had reached his pitch count, and the Quakes had the bases loaded with nobody out. Sidney Bayo came on, who was originally scheduled to start this ball game. They just pushed him back by a few batters so that Mark Lowe could start and get his pitches in. And 4 pitches into the game after Sidney Bayo had entered, the Quakes had themselves a 3-0 lead because Michael Collins greeted Sidney Bayo with a bases-clearing double to the wall in center field. Sutton, Sandoval, and Rodriguez all scored. Collins picked up RBIs 30, 31, and 32. And just like that, the Quakes had a 3-0 lead, but that would be all they would get against Sidney Bayo, and Inland Empire would rally to tie it in the bottom of the second. Anthony Ortega had struck out the first 2 hitters there in the second inning, had retired the first 5 he had faced, then gave up a 2-out double to Marshall Hubbard. Then Colton walked on 4 pitches, and then Brian Schweiger got just enough of a curveball to bounce it into center field as Hubbard came in to score, and Inland Empire was on the board trailing 3-1. Josh Womack followed with a ground ball to the third baseman, Freddy Sandoval. It was hit hard, but right at Sandoval, went through his legs, however. That allowed Chris Colton to score. Then Brent Johnson hit a ground ball to third. That took a funny hop on Sandoval, got underneath his glove, and Brian Schweiger came in to score. Just like that, Inland Empire had tied it up at 3. The Sixers would go ahead for third. Young Chi Chen walked to start the inning and then came in to score on an RBI ground out by Marshall Hubbard. That put the Quakes in a 4-3 hole, and it seemed a lot bigger than that the way Sidney Bayo was pitching again. He retired 15 in a row at one point before the Quakes finally got their second hit of the game off Michael Horinio, the reliever there in the top of the 7th. Tucson led off with a double, but the Quakes were not able to bring him in. They stranded him at third. Quakes did pull to within a couple of runs in the 8th. This is after Inland Empire had picked up another run in the 6th to go up 5-3. Quakes got that leadoff double by Tucson in the 7th, couldn't score him. Got a leadoff walk by Sean Rodriguez in the 8th. He stole second base, then scored on an RBI single by Cliff Remley. That made it 5-4. Then in the 9th, Ben Johnson pinch hit and came through with a single back into center field. He went to second on a ground out by Josh LeBlanc, but Nate Sutton was called out on strikes, and Freddie Sandoval went down swinging as Stephen Kahn closed it out, and the Quakes fall tonight by a final of 5-4. Fans will go ahead and step aside for 60 seconds. Come back, get you up to date with what the Quakes did offensively and also what they did pitching-wise, as we'll take a look at the box score, and we'll also have a look at the California League scoreboard coming up later. You're listening to the Yellow Book USA post-game show.
Hey fans, Rob Sinclair here reminding you that any night is a great night to enjoy Quakes baseball. Our Monday Madness promotion gets you 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 sodas, and 2 popcorns for just $12. Come out for Weenie Wednesdays and enjoy delicious Farmer John hot dogs for just $1. And every Thursday, quench your thirst with $1 beers and sodas on Dave & Buster's Thirsty Thursday. To order Quakes tickets in person, stop by the Epicenter from 10 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. You can also order by phone by calling 909-481-5252 or buy tickets online at rcquakes.com.
Back here in San Bernardino, where the Quakes fall tonight by a final count of 5-4. Let's take a look at the box score and take a look at what the Quakes did individually. Nate Sutton was back in the leadoff spot. He went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, but he did draw a couple of walks and also scored a run. So all in all, not a bad game for Nate Sutton. Freddie Sandoval goes 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts, a walk and a run scored. Sean Rodriguez 0 for 2, 2 walks, a stolen base, and he scored 2 runs. Michael Collins in the cleanup spot goes 1 for 4. His one hit that big 3-run double back in the first to give the Quakes the early advantage. Pat Riley goes 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Cliff Remley 1 for 4 with an RBI single, as it's nice to see Remo back in the lineup after missing a few days with that calf strain. Drew Toussaint goes 1 for 4 with a double. Tim Duff started at catcher, was 0 for 2, and was hit by a pitch. Ben Johnson replaced him in the 9th pinch hit and singled in his only at-bat, and Josh LeBlanc goes 0 for 3 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. All told, the Quakes struck out a combined 16 times this afternoon. Let's check here. That's one off of their season high. They struck out 17 times against Modesto back on April 23rd. 16 strikeouts here this afternoon. Pitching-wise, again, Anthony Ortega threw the ball pretty well, I thought, but takes the loss and falls to 0-1. Ortega goes 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 5 hits with 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. Dan Hawkins gave up a run in 2 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, so solid relief work from Dan Hawkins. And Brad Beck continues to impress as he worked 2 perfect innings in the 7th and the 8th. No runs, no hits, no walks, and a couple of strikeouts for the newcomer Brad Beck, as he is now not giving up a base runner in 3 innings of relief in a Quakes uniform. Fans, we'll go ahead, step aside for one last 60-second break. We'll come back, take a look at the California League scoreboard, and get you all set up with the battle between the Quakes and the High Desert Mavericks, which will be coming up tomorrow as the Quakes will open up a 4-game series in Adelanto. So back in 1 minute to finish things up here on the Yellow Book USA post-game show.
Faucets leaking, termites feasting, fishing, tackle, paints and spackle, tubs, jacuzzis, tapes and movies, everything from A to Z. Tile and lumber, tons of plumbers, elevators, coffee makers, radiators, party favors. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book. Florists, grocers, water coolers, bakers, jewelers, everything from A to Z. Duct tape, landscape, sit-down mowers, dentists, false teeth, uppers, lowers, wholesale, retail, Bombay, white whale. Take a look and you'll see. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book. Let your fingers walk into the Yellow Book, not the other book.
To place your ad at people's fingertips, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Here on the Yellow Book USA postgame show, Quakes fall tonight by a final of 5-4 as Inland Empire takes 3 out of 4 from the Quakes here over the weekend in San Bernardino. Let's take a look at the scores from around the California League. Start with a ball game that is still in progress. First place Lake Elsinore tied with High Desert as the Mavericks have come back to even up that ball game. 5-all is the score in the 7th inning in High Desert as the Mavericks are trying to avoid a sweep and halt Lake Elsinore's winning streak at 5 games. So we'll certainly hope that High Desert gets a win. If the Mavericks are able to win, that would keep the Quakes 2.5 games behind Lake Elsinore. Elsewhere, a couple of finals. How about the Lancaster Jethawks, worst team record-wise in the California League, beating the best team record-wise in the California League as they sweep San Jose. Lancaster 7, San Jose 5. As Rusty Ryle hit his 4th home run of the year for the Jethawks. Kellen Rabb got his first win of the year, and Matt Elliott closed it out for his league-leading 10th save of the season. In the Northern Division, Visalia blows out Bakersfield 13-2 in Bakersfield. As Bakersfield got a couple of home runs from Ben Harrison and Stephen Murphy. A couple of solo shots in the 1st and the 9th, but it was not near enough. Visalia with the win there. And up in Modesto, the Nuts and the Stockton Ports were rained out. And no word as to when they will make that ball game up. Fans, let's take a look at what is coming up tomorrow. Quakes will travel up to Adelanto for our first visit to Maverick Stadium of the season. Quakes will take on the High Desert Mavericks in the opener of a 4-game series. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We'll have all the action live for you here on the Quakes Radio Network. Tomorrow, the Quakes send the... What are they going to send? They're going to send Fernando Rodriguez to the hill tomorrow. Fernie coming in with a record of 3-2 and a 4.50 earned run average. He'll be opposed by High Desert left-hander John Gregg, who has just been sent down from Double-A. Was getting roughed up there in Wichita, and so he's back down to High Desert. He'll be making his first start of the year for the Mavericks. First pitch tomorrow set for 7:05. We'll be on the air right at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock with the Quakes on Deck show. Again, the pitching matchups: Fernando Rodriguez, the right-hander for the Quakes; John Gregg, the left-hander for the Mavericks. First pitch 7:05, and on the air at 7 o'clock with the Quakes on Deck show. Well, fans, that's the story from here at Arrowhead Credit Union Park in San Bernardino, where today the Quakes fall by a final count of 5-4 and drop 3 out of 4 to Inland Empire here this weekend. For everyone who has been a part of this one, especially today's producer and director, John Souter, my name is Rob Sinclair, wishing all of you a very pleasant good afternoon, and reminding you that Quakes Baseball is a presentation of the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and the Quakes Radio Network. Again, the final score here today, Sixers 5 and the Quakes 4. So long, everybody. You've been listening to Quakes California League Baseball.
You've been listening to the Yellow Book USA postgame show. Look your information up in Yellow Book, not the other book. KWRM 1370 is the radio home for Quakes baseball all season long. This has been Quakes Baseball.